Blaze Radio.
Are you wondering what's going on in pop music today? Tune in to Blaze Radio every Friday from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for our specialty show, Behind the Beat. Listen to me, AJ Shinko, and my co-star Catherine Wong dissect the meaning behind your favorite songs and albums. We cover all genres, a plethora of artists, and we showcase the lore of songs we talk about on our show, Behind the Beat.
Stop being friends with people who don't benefit you.
So that man intimidates you that much that you're gonna let him disrespect that entire body of people that support you.
Hey guys!
Welcome back to the Black Print Podcast. My name is Blessing Frazier.
And I'm Serenity Reynolds, and this semester we're officially live on Blaze Radio.
If you're interested in culture, entertainment, college life, or more, then the Black Print is the perfect fit for you.
You can find us weekly on Spotify or live every Tuesday at 4 p.m. on Blaze Radio.
Bye!
Ciao!
Hi everybody, I'm Ben Paris.
Looking back door, and Charlie Shane scores! 25-20, 10-5, touchdown Penn State!
Why is airport security so inconsistent? That's the main point of today's episode. Tune in to the final semester of the Ben Paris Show Mondays at 10:30 a.m. on BlazeRadioOnline.com.
While others are sleeping, we are up breaking down the sports world.
The NBA, NFL, WNBA, MLB, NHL, college basketball, college football, Premier League, UFC, and so much more.
For your weekly sports coverage, tune into the Breakdown After Dark, Thursdays from 10:30 to 11:30 p.m.
Are you an avid moviegoer?
Maybe you just like sitting down with your family and friends to watch a movie.
Then we are the perfect show for you.
We are the Cinesnobs. I'm your host, Ryan Brown, followed by my co-host,
Noah Singson, and from the latest blockbusters to Golden Age classics, we cover it all.
Join us every Friday from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. where we cover the latest in film news.
Demon hours, demon hours, demon hours, demon hours, demon hours.
Do you like all things spooky and paranormal?
Join Grace Del Pizzo and Alexandra Zerboard for
Demon Hours
every Wednesday at 10 p.m.
Follow us on Twitter at Demon Hours ASU. We'll see you there.
Demon Hours, Demon Hours, Demon Hours, Demon Hours, Demon Hours.
Coming in at number 3 on the MLB Top 10 hitters list from last season, I got Bobby Witt Jr.
Whoa, hold on, what? How do you have Bobby Witt Jr. over Freddie Freeman?
Because Bobby Witt Jr. just led the majors in hits and batting average.
Well, I bet Freddie Freeman can't get his team in the playoffs and perform better in the postseason.
But he just did. But let's keep debating on this on the Diamond Debate Show every Monday on Blaze Radio from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Ever wondered what the difference between a virus and bacteria is? Or how cancers are classified? Maybe you're interested in how the flu has influenced the world since the dawn of humanity. You can find out about all of this and more on Disease Dissected. My name is Paige McKenna, and every Sunday at 4 p.m. I'll be covering a new disease. The causes, symptoms, treatments, historical significance, and classification. Whether you're a future medical professional or just somebody interested in disease, Disease Dissected is the radio show for you. Listen live on Sundays at 4 p.m. on Blaze Radio.
Now that I have your attention, do you like music? Do you like movies? Do you like weird stuff on the internet? Then we have just the show for you. My name's Alex.
My name's Dane.
And we're the hosts of the DNA podcast.
So if you like everything from new and old music to debates on the greatest breakfast foods of all time, join us every Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on BlazeRadio.com.
We can't wait to see your beautiful faces, metaphorically speaking, because we can't see you.
What's up, everyone? It's Natalia Marin with Season 2 of Does It Work? Life is still very confusing, so I've decided to continue answering some of life's wonders, asking the question, does it work? We have fun conversations featuring my hours of research evaluating if cultural phenomena, government systems, and psychological theories actually work. Make sure to listen live every Thursday at 9 a.m. on BlazeRadioOnline.com to see if it works.
Are you looking for a weekly recap on what happened in the wild world of sports every single week? Well, tune in Tuesdays at noon to East Coast Bias. In our 4th year here on Blaze Radio, tune in to hear all sports, not just baseball, basketball, hockey, and football, but everything from around the globe that includes a ball or a puck. Hosted by yours truly, Dylan Pescator, Tuesdays at noon, East Coast Bias.
Every True Crime Tuesday, your hosts, Alyssa Rea, Franco Mitre, and Angel Garcia will be taking you inside of the evidence room to take a closer look into some of Arizona's most notorious true crime cases. Join us for a new disturbing case each week as we go over facts and discuss our own thoughts about the cases in chilling detail. You won't want to miss an episode of the evidence room every Tuesday from 10:30 to 11 p.m. only on blazeradio.com.
Oh my gosh, I finally get the fangirl way.
Oh my gosh, yes! You know what you should do?
What should I do to her?
You should watch the
Fangirl Forum! When should I watch it?
Well, Jazzy, the Fangirl Forum just so happens to be on blazeradioonline.com every Thursday at 2 p.m.
Wait, do I co-host with you?
Heck yeah, you do.
Channel your inner fangirl!
Even though it's the NFL offseason, that doesn't mean that the fantasy football world stops spinning.
So we've got you covered here at the Fantasy Football Forecast on Blaze Radio.
I'm Jacob Brooks, that's Isaac Robertson, and the two of us will have you covered with all of our fantasy analysis from free agency, the draft, and more.
We'll have a ton of different rankings and fantasy takeaways to break down for you, so you aren't going to miss out.
So be sure to tune in to the Fantasy Football Forecast Wednesday nights from 9:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. Arizona time on Blaze Radio.
Have you heard the news? Flopstar is back for a 4th season. If you are interested in movie and TV reviews, music reviews, sports talk, or other associated fun things and complaints, consider listening to Flopstar here on Blaze Radio on blazeradioonline.com every Monday from 3:30 to 4:30 p.m.
Tune in to Friday Night Lights Camera Action to see the good, the bad, and the ugly of Hollywood's most iconic
There's no crying in baseball!
and most infamous sports movies.
Ain't no rules to the dog can't play basketball.
So what are you waiting for?
Yo, Adrian!
Peace out.
Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
Find out if your favorite sports movie is a hit
or a flop.
Remember when Bobby Boucher showed up at halftime and the Mud Dogs won the Bourbon Bowl?
Listen live on Fridays at 8 p.m. Arizona time on blazeradioonline.com.
Now go out there and take it. Is
Welcome back to Las Vegas here for the nightcap of day 1 of the college basketball crown tournament. I'm Parker Perrell. Joining us shortly, Kevin Malater, is what has been a very exciting day 1 of the inaugural college basketball crown here at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. We had plenty of action in the first window, and we start off the second window with a back-and-forth duel between the Sun Devils of Arizona State and the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Nebraska came up with the win in that one, and tonight, the Georgetown Hoyas, 17-15 overall, coming out of the Big East, taking on the Washington State Cougars, who are also over 500 at 19-14 overall. Both these teams with disappointing ends to their season. We'll see how it fares as they get ready to go up against each other here at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. The Hoyas losing back-to-back games, one in the regular season and then one to open the Big East tournament to DePaul. Their last loss in the tournament was 71-67, a game they were just outdueled by DePaul, who is also in the crown. They'll be playing tomorrow, the very next game, in fact. And Washington State on the other end They're suffering a very disappointing loss to the Dons of San Francisco, 86-77. Washington State was a team a lot of people thought could have made a run in March. Didn't get a chance. Well, they'll actually get a chance still March 31st, as we'll see how the Cougars match up against the Georgetown Hoyas. The Hoyas, a very physical team. You don't want to underestimate them defensively, but the Washington State Cougars on the other end, they are a team that loves the interior part of the paint. They can get down low, they can use the backboard, and they can get the shots to fall. They rely a lot on their 6'6" senior guard, Cedric Goward, who brings a lot of speed and pace for the Washington State Cougars. They're led by David Riley, who has the most wins in the first season of any Washington State head coach, 19-14 overall, as I've said. He's opposed by the Georgetown Hoyas head man Ed Cooley, as we'll see how both these teams go. Starting lineups out there for the Georgetown Hoyas: Malik Mack at guard, also running a 2-guard lineup for the Hoyas. Malik Mack, Curtis Williams Jr., 3 forwards for the Hoyas: Caleb Williams, Drew McKenna, and Jordan Burks. Opposing them for the Cougars: Thomas Tharstarson, the guard, and then 4 forwards: Ethan Price, Lawan Watts, Rihards Favors, and Dane Erikstrup. As both teams exit their huddles, Washington State not starting leading scorer Cedric Goward with a little bit of injury, also their leading rebounder. Second leading scorer on the team is Ethan Price. We'll see how they fare. Down one of their best scorers. Washington State averages more points than the Hoyas. The WCC, though, a more offensive conference overall than the Big East. We'll see how these two teams match up. Big East versus WCC, as the Hoyas dressed blue tops, blue bottoms, navy blue with gray trim, and Washington State white tops, white bottoms with crimson trim. Burks facing off against Erikstrup in the center of the court. Cougars on the left, Hoyas on the right. Erikstrup has about 1.5 inches over Burks, and he wins for the Cougars. Taking it up, controlled by Lawan Watts. Watts over the right wing, controlled by Favors. Favors moves over the point, looks for some help, bounce pass over to Watts. Watts feeds it down low, and working his way in the paint is Price. He puts up a shot, doesn't fall, but gets the foul, as he'll head to the line to shoot 2. First team foul for Georgetown. Fouls is something that they've struggled with all season long. We'll see how it fares here in the opening round of the college basketball crown tournament. Price makes the first free throw, 80% from the stripe. An overseas guy from England and a transfer from Eastern Washington, part of 4 transfers from the Cougar at Washington State from Eastern Washington, as he goes 2 for 2 from the stripe. The first bucket for Washington State. First points rather. 2-0 lead for Washington State over Georgetown. Curtis Williams Jr. at the point, dribbles to his right, stops the right wing, looks for a little help, goes over to the left wing. Controlled by McKenna, over at the point, spot up tray from the right wing from Williams, and it's true. The Hoyas start with a 3 from long range to get things started for Georgetown. On the other end, the Cougars wasting no time. Tharstarson back up top to the point to Watts. Watts feeds it down low. Back out to Watts, right wing. Watts drives inside all the way to the mid-post, spins around, uses his body, drives inside, and finishes at the hoop. 4-3 your score. Driving down the far side. Mack goes all the way to the free throw line, tries to penetrate more. A little hezzy shot off the side of the rim, rebounded, and Washington State will go the other way. Watts will try to make it coast to coast, and there is nothing stopping him inside as he lays it in. 6-3, 3-point lead for the Cougars as Max stops at the right wing on the far side for the Hoyas. Chest pass up top, 3 from Williams off the front of the rim, rebounded by Vavers. There's a little concern whether he would play or not with a little bit of an injury. But here he is thriving so far. Vavers, left wing, spot up 3 off the front of the rim, rebounded at the free throw line, and a shot from Tharstarson misses off the front of the rim. But then the putback falls, making an 8-3 game for Washington State. Down the far side, Mack stops the right wing, then gets the ball back at the point after a quick handoff, and a spot up 3 from him is true. Both buckets so far from Georgetown coming from threes. 8-6 your score with 17:45 to go here in this first half. Favors, right wing, up top. Dribbling down is Tharstarson. Passes it back out, a 3 from Erikstrup off the front of the rim, rebounded by the Hoyas after a little bit of a fight down low. And then a bounce pass is intercepted. It's ripped away. And Tharstarson will go down the near side. Bounce pass to Erikstrup, who finishes at the rack with 2. 4-point lead for the Cougars, 10-6. 17:15 on the clock. Mack at the right wing and dribbles with his right hand. Matched in the man-to-man from the Cougars. Hands it off to Burks. Burks looks over the floor. Back up Trey off this side of the rim. And it's rebounded down low by Lawan Watts. Watts crosses half court, hands it off immediately, and it's picked up by Price, but an off-ball foul, a stoppage of play, appears to be a foul as Ed Cooley thought there was a timeout on the floor, was halfway on the floor getting ready to talk to his guys, but no timeout. 16:59 on the clock. Cougars lead the Hoyas 10-6 as an inbound for Georgetown to Mack, who crosses the Crown logo at half court. Loosely guarded in the man-to-man by Tharstarson. Mack, chest pass to the left. A three-pointer from the wing misses from Curtis Williams. And Williams, long rebound from McKenna. Left elbow drives inside and is fouled as he goes up. Slow to get up, as they'll say the foul was actually on the floor. Ed Cooley throwing up his hands as they didn't rule a foul. They'll say it's out of bounds instead. A lot of contact for no foul. By the way, Mack with a long inbound to the point for Williams. His three-pointer off this side of the rim, rebounded in the restricted area by Okafor, as Okafor gives it up to Watts, and Watts will march down the middle of the floor. A bounce pass to Indy Okafor in the middle of the floor. Back out, then back inside to a driving Price, who finishes at the hoop for 2. 6-point lead for the Cougars, 12-6 with 16:15 to go in the first half. Mack down the far side, gives it up to the point. Circling around, Mack at the right wing. Back up top, controlled by Williams. Williams with a backdoor pass to a cutting Williams Jr., who finishes at the hoop for 2. 12-8, 15:50 to go in the first half. Ethan Price, left wing. Cross-court pass to Vavers. Hands it off to Watts, guarded in the man-to-man, floats it down low to Okafor, who is fouled as he was reaching up to try and bait inside, but the ref says that's a no-no, so we will head to break after the first 4 minutes. Media timeout. Washington State leads Georgetown 12-8 with 15:43 to go in the first half. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Blaze Sports' coverage of college basketball crown.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ben Paris.
Looking back door, and Charlie Shane scores! 25-20, 10-5, touchdown Penn State!
Why is airport security so inconsistent? That's the main point of today's episode.
Tune in to the final semester of the Ben Paris Show Mondays at 10:30 a.m. on BlazeRadioOnline.com.
While others are sleeping, we are up breaking down the sports world.
The NBA, NFL, WNBA, MLB, NHL, college basketball, college football, Premier League, UFC, and so much more.
For your weekly sports coverage, tune into the Breakdown After Dark, Thursdays from 10:30 to 11:30 p.m.
Are you an avid moviegoer?
Maybe you just like sitting down with your family and friends to watch a movie.
Then we are the perfect show for you.
We are the Cinesnobs. I'm your host, Ryan Brown, followed by my co-host,
Noah Singson, and from the latest blockbusters to Golden Age classics, we cover it all.
Join us every Friday from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. where we cover the latest in film news.
Demon Hours. Demon Hours. Demon Hours. Demon Hours. Demon Hours.
Do you like all things spooky and paranormal?
Join Grace Del Pizzo and Alexandra Zerboard for Demon Hours every Wednesday at 10 p.m.
Follow us on Twitter at Demon Hours ASU. We'll see you there.
Demon Hours. Demon Hours. Demon Hours. Demon Hours. Demon Hours.
Coming in at number 3 on the MLB Top 10 hitters list from last season, I got Bobby Witt Jr.
Whoa, hold on, what? How do you have Bobby Witt Jr. over Freddie Freeman?
Because Bobby Witt Jr. just led the majors in hits and batting average.
Well, I bet Freddie Freeman can't get his team in the playoffs and perform better in the postseason.
But he just did. But let's keep debating on this on the Diamond Debate Show every Monday on Blaze Radio from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Ever wondered what the difference between a virus and bacteria is? Or how cancers are classified? Maybe you're interested in how the flu has influenced the world since the dawn of humanity. You can find out about all of this and more on Disease Dissected. My name is Paige McKenna, and every Sunday at 4 p.m. I'll be covering a new disease. The causes, symptoms, treatments, historical significance, and classification. Whether you're a future medical professional or just somebody interested in disease, Disease Dissected is the radio show for you. Listen live on Sundays at 4 p.m. on Blaze Radio.
Welcome back to Las Vegas here on Blaze Sports for the College Basketball Crown. The final game of 4 on the opening day as Washington State leads Georgetown 12-8 with 15:43 to go in the first half. Parker Perrell now here with Kevin Malater. How you doing, Kevin?
I'm doing swell. Looking forward to this one, this old Pac-12 versus Big East showdown.
Juan Watts feeds it in to Price at the near extended block, passes it back out to Thurstarson, who reverses court all the way to the left wing, then drives inside, can't finish at the hoop, and it's brought the other way by the Hoyas after ripping it free. A spot up tray from Burks, misses off the side of the rim, and it's rebounded by the Cougars, who will march down the floor, led by Lawan Watts. Watts at the left wing. Will dribble and drive, tightly contesting the man-to-man, puts up a shot, and a foul is whistled. Could be 2 Hoyas with the foul. We'll see which one they go with. They will go with Austin Montgomery, as once again the Cougars will head to the stripe to shoot 2. Just the second time today, but that's 2 shots. That's the second time for the Cougars and no times for Georgetown.
Yeah, and this is a Georgetown team that, as we were talking about it before the games today, short-handed, they're limping to the finish line at this point. I mean, they struggled down the stretch. They lost back-to-back games to close out their Big East run, and they don't have a lot of available size as well, so they're going to have to stay out of foul trouble here. We saw that bite Arizona State in their last game when the few big pieces they had in terms of big men went into foul trouble, one of them fouling out as well.
As in transition, a steal by N.D. Okafor, as also on this steal, don't see this very often, N.D. Okafor stole the ball mid-air, landed and fell on Montgomery, and it was a blocking foul on Montgomery, so either way, the possession goes to the Cougars. Inbounded to Watts, hands it off, finds its way to Eric Strip at the point, who loses the ball, trying to go coast to coast with Mack with it, who gives it up to Montgomery. He loses it, can't finish at the hoop. The Hoyas will try to go on the other end. Eric Strip is cherry picking on the other end, and he can't finish at the rim. The Hoyas catch up to him, but he gets the putback to fall. 16-8, 8-point lead for Washington State with 14:35 to go in the first half. Mack at the point, gives it up to Curtis Williams Jr., and then over to Caleb Williams at the point. The free throw line, Mack, step back mid-range is true, nothing but net. That puts Georgetown at the double-digit mark, 16-10. Washington State leads as they'll try to build on this lead as Price gives it over to Why Not at the right wing. Cross-court pass to the left wing, and a three from Erikstrup off the side of the rim, and the Hoyas will go the other way with it. Mack, right wing, gives it up to Williams. Williams has tried the three ball before, but doesn't this time around. Drives inside of the far extended block, works his way into the restricted area, is denied from the paint, spins around the shot off the front of the rim, rebounded by the Hoyas, and it's out to Burks, who drives inside, and his shot falls.
Nice drive there, a nice running floater there from about, I want to say 8-9 feet. That was pure touch there from Burks.
As Watts on the other end in transition, he can't finish, but it's slammed home from Starson.
That one, I think the officials might go review that one. I think there was a good shot there, but that ball might get called back for offensive interference. I think the player for Wazoo, grabbed it off the rim and then threw it down.
It was close as LaJuan Watts ripped the ball free. He says it's mine as he tosses it up to Indy Okafor, who can't finish at the hoop. It's rebounded, and Wynot's put back won't fall, but he'll head to the stripe to shoot two after the foul. As you can hear, David Riley and Ed Cooley both bark out orders simultaneously. You got to have a projecting voice to be a coach, either in the Big East or the WCC.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you want to talk about you need a projecting voice, especially in the Big East. You got coaches like Danny Hurley in that league as well. You got now both Patinos in there. Kevin Wheeler's a booming voice. There's a lot of booming voices in that 11-team league.
I know they don't do an all-star game in college hoops, but I want to see a yell-off between college coaches. I really think that would go viral. I really think it would.
I think you'd have to put both Hurleys in that, Danny and Bobby.
I think yes, they would make a run for it.
I think the only way they do those, they're on a team together.
You do a tag team situation, as Wynot misses both from the stripe. Wynot 0% from the free throw line this year. And Georgetown on the other end. 15 seconds to shoot. Mack at the right wing. A 3-2 zone shown by the Cougars. Mack right wing, ton of space, puts up a three off the far side of the rim. Rebounded by the Cougars in the restricted area. Is Favors gets it near wing. Passes it over to the right wing, controlled by Garretts. And Garretts gives it up to the left wing. Three-pointer from Price, circles around and out. And it's rebounded by the Hoyas, who go down the near side. Williams Jr. with it. Gives it up to Burks. Back to Williams Jr., right wing. Goes to the point. Step back shot off the front of the rim. And it's brought down the other way by the Cougars. Garretts leads the way, loses the ball. Mack has a chance for an easy lay-in, and he cashes it in. Makes it a 4-point game. Malik Mack with the easy slap on the glass there for two.
And he's a guy who's much more known for distributing the basketball, the team leader in assists. Good to see him getting in there on the offensive side there. It's up to 7 now already, Parker.
Ethan Price in the near extended block. Cross-court pass all the way to the other corner. And Favors with the three. Nothing but net. 7-point lead for the Cougars. It wasn't a pretty pass, was high, but Favors brought it down and made it a comfortable looking shot. 21-14, 11:23 to go in the second half. Burks gives it up to Williams. Williams drives inside to the right block. Stops, step back shot, and it is true. 21-18. Scratch that 21-16. 11:05 to go in the first half. On the other end, ball poked free out on the baseline, and Washington State should take over unless they change it with review with the media timeout. But we'll have the answers right after we take a quick step away for the under-12 media timeout. Wazoo leads Georgetown 21-16. We'll be right back on Blaze Sports.
Are you looking for a weekly recap on what happened in the wild world of sports every single week? Well, tune in Tuesdays at noon to East Coast Bias. In our 4th year here on Blaze Radio, tune in to hear all sports, not just baseball, basketball, hockey, and football, but everything from around the globe that includes a ball or a puck. Hosted by yours truly, Dylan Pescator, Tuesdays at noon, East Coast Bias.
Every True Crime Tuesday, your hosts, Alyssa Rea, Franco Mitre, and Angel Garcia we'll be taking you inside of the evidence room to take a closer look into some of Arizona's most notorious true crime cases. Join us for a new disturbing case each week as we go over facts and discuss our own thoughts about the cases in chilling detail. You won't want to miss an episode of The Evidence Room every Tuesday from 10:30 to 11 p.m. only on blazeradio.com.
Oh my gosh, I finally get the fangirl way.
Oh my gosh, yes. You know what you should do?
What should I do, Timber?
You should watch the
Fangirl Forum! When should I watch it?
Well, Jazzy, the Fangirl Forum just so happens to be on blazeradioonline.com every Thursday at 2 p.m.
Wait, do I co-host with you?
Heck yeah, you do.
Channel your inner fangirl.
Even though it's the NFL offseason, that doesn't mean that the fantasy football world stops spinning.
So we've got you covered here at the Fantasy Football Forecast on Blaze Radio.
I'm Jacob Brooks, that's Isaac Robertson, and the two of us will have you covered with all of our fantasy analysis from free agency, the draft, and more.
We'll have a ton of different rankings and fantasy takeaways to break down for you, so you aren't going to miss out.
So be sure to tune in to the Fantasy Football Forecast Wednesday nights from 9:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. Arizona time on Blaze Radio.
Have you heard the news? Flopstar is back for a 4th season. If you are interested in movie and TV reviews, music reviews, sports talk, or other associated fun things and complaints, consider listening to Flopstar here on Blaze Radio on blazeradioonline.com every Monday from 3:30 to 4:30 p.m.
Tune in to Friday Night Lights Camera Action to see the good, the bad, and the ugly of Hollywood's most iconic
There's no crying in baseball!
and most infamous sports movies.
Ain't no rules in the dog can't play basketball.
Welcome back to the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Parker Burrell here with Kevin Malater. 11:04 left to go in the first half. Wazoo leads Georgetown 21-16, and it's due to efficiency. Cougars 53% from the floor, Hoyas 39%.
Yeah, and that tells the story of this entire game right now. And just if you take away the impact of Malik Mack, this is an offense that has sputtered so far. They'd only be 4 for 13, Parker.
It is a sputtering offense with the portal opening. A lot of guys are missing off the inbound. Price from 3, nothing but net for the Cougars, who continue to pile it on. Back to an 8-point lead, 24-16, 10:40 to go in the first half. Matt crosses half court for the Hoyas, dribbles behind the back, dribbles with his right hand, hands it off. Mack bounce pass, down low. Controlled by Burks. Burks step back from the extended block on the near side off this side of the rim. And it's rebounded by the Cougars, who will push the other way. Watts takes it near side, and a little too much hand checking from Watts.
Yeah, and I like the pressure that Wazoo's applying offensively. They're really forcing Georgetown in deep towards the paint, where they don't have a lot of size right now because, like we talked about, the transfer portal, a couple guys departing the program for other ventures. You're seeing a very thin roster today for Georgetown in terms of their normal rotation.
Price gets the inbound before handing it off to Watts at the top of the arc. Gives it up back to Price at the free throw line. He tries to drive inside, but as he goes up, he's fouled. No, they'll say it's a traveling violation. It was interesting. I saw one ref kind of make the signal like it was a personal foul before the other one called it off for a travel.
Yeah, I think the one ref said right before you got it, is I was just trying to read some lips. He said right before you had that, he walked. So I think that's why they waved off the foul and gave the travel.
Near corner, Burks gives it up to Mack. Right wing, his three-pointer is crisp. 24-19, lightly fried as it crosses the net. 9:45 to go in the first half as the Hoyas are lethal from beyond the arc so far, but still trail as the Cougars try to build on their lead. As Vaver at the Crown logo gives it up to Tharstarson, who drives down the right side all the way to the right block, and his shot off the backboard falls in. 26-19, 9:25 to go in the first half. Mack crosses half court. A rough handoff as Mack quickly gets it back at the point. Over to the right wing, controlled by Caleb Williams. Hands it off to Williams Jr. And then cross-court pass over to Mack left wing. Drives inside. Tries for the first lay, then the reverse lay, and it won't go, but a foul as Mack will head to the line to shoot two.
Great drive there, and that's a great possession from Georgetown where they're spreading out Washington State. The spacing there was crucial, allowed Mack to penetrate right through the lane and get a couple of good looks there and get to the line for two.
Mack, so far this season, 72% from the stripe. Georgetown's first trip to the stripe as a team. As Mack gets the first one to fall.
On for the Hoyas.
Just a 6-point game. As so far we've had a great day of basketball. Everybody's been talking about March Madness being a disappointment, but so far the crown, you had the George Washington Boise State game, which a lot of people have expected, but really this has been evenly matched team against evenly matched team as Mack misses the free throw. Rebounded by Mack by himself at the left elbow, gives it up to Burks, and his three-pointer rattles out. And it's taken the other way by Thomas Thrarstarson. And then at the point, a three from Watts off this side of the rim. Ravers tries for the rebound, but it's free on the ground. Burks gets it, gives it up to the near corner. Thinks about shooting a three as Williams, but he drives inside. Long mid-range shot off this side of the rim. Rebounded by Price, and the Cougars will look to go the other way.
Man, that was a really beautiful move there by Williams and Burks. There's an offensive foul as well.
His Price tried to drive, had his hand ready. It's really tough to call that an offensive control foul. If anything, I think they're both falling and their legs hooked, if anything. But is it really just that elbow that the refs see and they're going to call that an offensive control foul?
And that's where I would love to see a replay on that as well, too, because it looked like both guys were just falling out of control. So I'm with you on that one 100%, Parker.
As McKenna at the right wing gives it up to Mack at the left wing. Mack dribbles back to the point. Over to Caleb Williams, left wing. Pass to the left elbow. Spinning around is McKenna at the free throw line, and his shot off the side of the rim, rebounded in the restricted area by Price, as he'll give it up to Watts, who crosses half court. Over to Price at the midpoint. Bounce pass in the lane. What a pass to Thrarstarson, who finishes at the hoop for two. 28-20 your score, 7:50 to go in the first half.
Great take. Got around the defender, threw some contact in there. Wazoo using the body down low to take advantage.
Mack, left wing, puts up a three, rattles out, and it's rebounded in the restricted area from Price. Back-to-back defensive rebounds from Price, as Watts with the over-the-head pass to Okafor, who loses it in the restricted area, might have elbowed Williams unintentionally, and on the other end, Burks goes coast to coast. As there is a timeout on the floor. We also hit the under 8 media timeout. 7:21 to go in the first half. Cougars with a 28-22 lead over the Hoyas. We'll take a quick step away here on Blaze Sports.
Tune in to Friday Night Lights Camera Action to see the good, the bad, and the ugly of Hollywood's most iconic
There's no crying in baseball!
and most infamous sports movies.
Ain't no rules to the dog can't play basketball.
So what are you waiting for?
Yo, Adrian!
Peace out.
Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
Find out if your favorite sports movie is a hit
or a flop.
Remember when Bobby Boucher showed up at halftime and the Bud Dogs won the Bourbon Bowl?
Listen live on Fridays at 8 p.m. Arizona time on BlazeRadioOnline.com.
Now go out there and take it. This is what I wanted. It's what I've been waiting for these cars to come off of this corner. And guys, it's showtime. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Ooh, let's go racing today, boys.
Are you a racing fan or want to learn more about the sport? Join Cooper Burns and Eric List every Tuesday from 1 to 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Blaze Radio as they discuss everything from NASCAR to dirt racing and more on Fuel for Thought.
Welcome to your favorite show where everything is untitled, unscripted, and unhinged.
Us Podsmiths and Yes Podsmiths are what professional podcasters are called. Let's just say we're your favorite Podsmiths favorite Podsmiths.
On our show, we discuss a variety of different topics and segments, from the latest news to your favorite tunes.
And it's not just us. Every week we bring in a special guest to shake things up.
So join me, CJ Stevenson,
And me, Kate Nakamura, every Monday at 4:30 p.m. on Blaze Radio.
Welcome back to the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Parker Burrell here with Gavin Malater. 7:21 to go in the first half, and we're feeling pretty all right here. Washington State leads Georgetown by 6, and Washington State's been led by efficiency, 4 for their last 5 from the floor, and the Hoyas finally getting the offense to start pumping some juice.
Yeah, and really you can credit, a couple of nice possessions there from Georgetown's Jordan Burks, who I know only has 4 points, but his impact's been a lot bigger than that. He's got a nice couple deflections down low, forced some pressure away from the basket, and he's made a couple of sweet offensive moves there. That Euro step and that reverse layup right before the timeout. Oh, pretty.
Yeah, Burks only with the 4 points, but both the 2 field goals from him have been clean, have been pure, and Washington State, they're efficient from the floor so far, 58% from the floor, and that's been their MO on the year, and it's mainly because they wait for the right shot, and they're willing to give up an easy 3 for an easy shot in the interior.
Yeah, and that's just the whole introduction to analytics in college basketball, and you have the one group of analytics people who say, well, take more threes. If you score more threes, you're going to naturally win the game because threes are worth more than twos. But there's the analytical side of things. Hey, 2 is a higher percentage shot. If we can make more higher percentage shots than the other team, likely we're going to win the game, especially with the way they've been playing defense so far.
That's been Washington State's MO this year. It's been up and down results, but it's been a gauntlet in the WCC, especially on the offensive and defensive side, because you can go from teams like Gonzaga, who can really light up the scoreboard, to St. Mary's, who really slow things down.
Yeah.
So the WCC was tough to read this year.
No, it's really every year, but especially this year. And when it's year 1 of an adjustment, year 2, you're leaving from your long-time legacy conference, then a brand new conference where you have 2 of the most consistently good programs in the country every single year in your league. It's tough to adjust to.
Is on the other end, inbounded to McKenna. McKenna gives it up top to Caleb Williams. Hands it off to Malik Mack. Mack looks over the floor, dribbling with his left hand. A man defense from the Cougars, giving plenty of space around the floor. Mack at the right wing gets the ball from a chest pass. Dribbles between the legs, up top to McKenna. Step back shot, air balls, and out of bounds. The Washington State fans letting them hear it as they'll look to build on their 6-point lead on the following possession.
And the Cougar fans have always traveled really well, too, to their credit. Going back to theirs in the Pac-12, always one of the better traveling fan bases, so it's cool to see them make the trip down here to Vegas.
Very passionate, very homegrown. Is on the offensive side, why not? Gives it up top to the point. Garrett's back over to Why Not, whose landing zone is interfered with, but on the 3-pointer that misses, no foul. Hoyas with the rebound. They'll go the other way, and a 3 from Williams on the left wing falls in. Makes it a 3-point game. Cougars 28, Georgetown 25 with 6 minutes to go. At the point, Garrett's looks over the floor. Over the left wing, Why Not? Back over to Garrett's. A lot of size on the floor for the Cougars. Bounce pass down low to Watts, who finishes at the hoop. 30-25, 5-point lead for the Cougars as Georgetown will take a couple of seconds slowly dribbling as they will talk to Ed Cooley on their way across half court, their head coach.
Slow it down. You're only down 5 points right now. You don't need to rush anything. There's still plenty of time here before the half. Slow it down, find the right shot if you're Georgetown.
Williams Jr. drives inside, is rejected by Indy Okafor, who gets the ball with a 2-handed grab after the rejection and feeds it up to Lamont Watts. Lamont Watts hands it off to Thrastarsson at the left wing. Drives down the left lane all the way to the left block, hesitates, then goes through, uses the backboard, and that's back-to-back interior shots for the Cougars. High percentage shots that hit the mark. Left wing McKenna drives inside, back out to Burks, near corner. Back Back up top to Williams. Circling around the perimeter. Far corner three-pointer off the mark. Left the hands of Williams Jr. Rebounded far block and taken up by Garrett's. Garrett's at the point. Circles around to throw Starson in the near corner. 4:38 to go now in the first half. Bounce pass inside to Okafor in the restricted area. He'll use the backboard. Not a friendly bounce from the rim, as they will say on the rebound, Georgetown stepped out of bounds, courtesy of Burks. And just like that, Washington State gets the ball and will look to build on their 7-point lead.
And those are the type of turnovers that you can't happen when you're chasing 7 points right now if you're this Georgetown team. As Michael Van Raphorst joins in for the first time in this Crown Invitational. Just cannot happen, Parker.
Price inbounds to Eric Strupp at the left block. Out to Garrett's at the left wing. His three-pointer off this side of the rim. Rebounded by McKenna, who feeds it up to the far sideline. And taking it up is Williams Jr. All the way to the right extended block. He loses the ball, and the Cougars will go the other way. A turnover from Georgetown. Left wing, jumps, passes over the other wing. A three-pointer from Favors is true.
Three-point goal.
Three-point basket by Ruhards. Favors. Wow. Just a total seize of momentum. 10-point lead for the Cougars, 35-25. 3:50 to go in the first half.
And he can make them to over 40% from the three-point line in his collegiate career, Parker.
Malik Mack, left wing, holds the ball above his head, gives it over the right wing to Drew McKenna. McKenna, far corner three off this side of the rim. Long rebound in the far corner, right where the ball was shot by Ethan Price, but it's poked out of bounds. Timeout on the floor. Washington State will have the ball in their possession when we return. Washington State will look to build on their 10-point lead, 35-25, their largest of the game, with 3:30 to go in the first half.
Hi, I'm Casey McNulty.
And I'm Brooklyn Cohen.
And welcome to The Hot Seat, where each week we answer your burning sports questions. Want to hear us settle sports debates and talk about our biggest takes in the sports world? Well, we've got you covered.
As two former athletes and current sports journalists, we offer the perspective of what it's like to be on the field or court
or pool.
So tune in every week at 10 a.m. on blazeradioonline.com.
See you in the hot seat.
Do you ever wonder what the backstory is behind some of your favorite songs? Where do artists get their inspiration from? Hi, my name is Nicole Lahendro.
And I'm Brooklyn Cohen, and welcome to Inspired. On Inspired, we will be sharing some of the fun facts behind the famous songs you know and love.
Tune into Inspired on Blaze Radio every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Arizona time as we break down the inspiration behind the iconic tracks.
Get inspired!
Grab your mates and join us for the finest sports show on Blaze Radio, The Irish Hello.
With the wisdom of the Irish duo, you'll have the knowledge of old pals at the pub, sharing each and every moment.
Join Aidan O'Neill and Shay Maloney every Wednesday night from 8:30 to 9:30 for breakdowns of sports news across the world as a pot of gold awaits.
.33 to go in the first half. Washington State will look to build on their largest lead of the game so far, 10 points, 35-25 your score, as the Cougars on a 7-0 run in the past 2:20, and it doesn't help that the Hoyas haven't scored in the past 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
Yeah, and you can really go back to just a couple of bad turnovers from Georgetown on consecutive possessions where they would get the defensive rebound and just fumble the basketball right out of bounds. Those are the type of mistakes that don't help you when you haven't scored in nearly 3 minutes of play, Parker. And credit for Washington State for taking advantage of it well. We saw earlier throughout the day, game one, the Butler-Utah game. Yeah, George Washington, Boise State in the first half, not so, this was the case as well. Second half, not so much. But throughout the last game as well between ASU and Nebraska, teams were not taking advantage of opportunities that were handed to them by the other team. Washington State so far doing better than the 3 games before them, but still, this is an opportunity to really pull away here, up by 10 with 3:33 left in the first half.
And you can point to a lot of statistical categories to explain it, but one statistical category that can explain this difference is just the lack of fundamental ball we've seen from Georgetown. It's just been simple mistakes that have led to the 10-point lead for the Cougars.
And look, you have 2 of the 5 starters. One of them didn't play in the final 2 games against DePaul in both the regular season and the Big East tournament. You have a guy in Curtis Williams who's played in 31 games, but he hasn't started a lot this season either. He's normally a guy who comes off the bench for them as well in Curtis Williams chemistry, but still not easy.
It is not easy as the Cougars try to do the hard work and get the first win in the Crown tournament in their history in the inaugural season as Price drives on the other end, can't finish at the hoop, and going the other way is Georgetown. A look over the floor, Mack at the left wing. Left forecourt, thought about shooting for a quick second, well, or rather was actually looking at his shoe. His shoe might not be fully tied, but still gets it left wing, moves forward, takes a 3 anyway, and it's true. Shoe might not be tight, but it doesn't matter because that shot is clean.
Who needs a left shoe, right? When you can just do that from, 25 feet. My goodness, what a shot there.
With pressure as he gets the steal as well on the other end of the floor. Will try to go coast to coast, clearly having problems with his left shoe, puts up another 3, back-to-back threes. Wow, Malik Mack, no shoe, no problem, back-to-back threes for the Hoyas. And another steal in transition, this time it's Burke. Left wing, try for a heat check for Mack. Left wing 3 for him, 3 straight, rattles home. And just like that, it's a 1-point game here at the MGM Garden Arena. Timeout on the floor. Malik Mack, already a 20-piece. Are you serious? 5 for 7 from beyond the arc.
Who needs a shoe? Who needs a shoe when you could do that? He was literally on the way back on the defensive possession. He was running while trying to tighten his shoe on one leg. He comes back down, transition heat check. Oh my goodness. This has to be a ploy, right? There's no way they keep falling for that, right?
It has to either be a high IQ move or just players make plays. I mean, it was 5 versus 4 1/4, and somehow Mack, even being focused on his shoe almost the entire time, still spot up 3, spot up 3, spot up 3.
Big time players make big time plays. Think about 20-piece in the first half. 7 of 10, he's 5 for 7. He's at 5 threes in the first half. Are you kidding me?
I mean,
what a performer.
We talked about what it would take for Georgetown, who is down a lot of depth pieces, down a lot of familiar faces, to get one of these wins against the Cougars, who have a lot of familiar faces that they worked with in the regular season. And one of them was a guy asked to step up, and Malik Mack is doing that. Only averaged 11.7 points per game in the regular season. Definitely saw a lot of more action the second half of the season, and he's starting off hot here in Vegas.
Yeah, and credit to him. Sometimes in these type of tournaments, these, win to keep your season live games, someone steps up. I looking back at the Big East tournament, I know he's in the portal, but Drew Fielder's a guy, double-double in the Big East tournament first round game for this Georgetown team. Someone steps up to make plays in these type of games if you want to win and keep your season alive. Why not Malik Mack today?
I mean, man, he's giving me flashbacks to an old John Thompson team of old. Seeing maybe a little AI out there on the floor in Malik Mack. He has been cool, has been calm, has been collected, and he has been dealing at the dealer's table here at Vegas. They say the house wins. We'll see if Mack wins as he brings the Hoyas within 1. 35-34, 2:12 to go in the first half. Cougars ball on their side of the floor on the right sideline. Long inbound to Avers at the Crown logo, crosses half court. Gives it up to Tomas Thrarston. Left wing up top to Avers. Avers looks over the floor to the right wing. Totally different ball game now as Thrarston at the left wing drives inside. Long mid-range off this side of the rim. Rebounded. Is volleyballed around, and Mack comes up with it. Gets an O-board as well. Far sideline cross-court pass. And Van Raphorst with it. Gives it up, a 3 from Williams Jr. off this side of the rim. Rebounded at the left wing. Long rebound from Thrarston. He'll take it himself, spins around as he crosses half court, looks over the floor, gives it up to Watts, and his three-pointer off the side of the rim, going the other way. Burks will try to go coast to coast in the restricted area. Can't finish at the hoop, but a whistle as he will head to the line to shoot two, and a chance to even the game or take a lead for Georgetown.
Yeah, this is a very interesting spot here now. I mean, the Hoyas looked dead to rights a few minutes ago. 9-0 run here over the last 94 seconds has really brought them back into this ball game. It was a 10-point Washington State lead at one point just a few minutes ago with 4:07 left to be exact. How the tables have turned here the last 2+ minutes.
Burks from the line gets the first one to fall, all tied at 35 with 1:26 to go. You're exactly right. We kind of felt like going into halftime, I was like, man, how are the Georgetown Hoyas going to collect themselves? What strategy are they going to implement? Well, before halftime, their strategy was give the ball to Mack, and now head to the free throw line with Burke, who goes 2 for 2. And now the Hoyas have a lead, 36-35. They press on the inbound, but the Cougars easily get past it. Favors crosses half court. Right wing thinks about shooting before giving it up. Down low to Price in the restricted area. His shot rattles around the rim and falls in. An and one basket, too. Didn't even hear the whistle. As it's a 1-point lead for the Cougars and a chance to make it a 2-point lead with 1:12 to go in the first half.
Yeah, he was hounded down low. He got undercut and then bumped from behind. So a double whammy there down low in the restricted area. Refs are going to call that every time. A chance for 3 here for the Cougars.
Price, 80% free throw shooter. Cashes in, 38-36, 1:10 to go in the first half. Mack down the far sideline, cross-court dribbles, crosses half court, looks over the floor at the Crown logo. As we hit the 1-minute mark in the first half, Mack looks over the floor at the point. Then over the far corner, a three. Hits the bottom of the barrel, Austin Montgomery. Deadbolt accuracy from the Hoyas gives them a 1-point lead yet again. On the other end, a missed opportunity down low from Erikstrup, tries to finish it off, and Starson can't finish, and Erikstrup will actually finish at the hoop. 1-point lead for Washington State. Back and forth we go. 30 seconds to go, 18 seconds to shoot. A three from Montgomery off the front of the rim, rebounded by Erikstrup, and he'll hand it off to Price, who'll go down the far side of the court, as Washington State has a chance to have the last shot of the half. Shot clock goes dark, 10 seconds to shoot. Controlled by Watts. He'll drive inside, gives it back out to Starson. Near corner, over to Favors. Fadeaway shot with 1 second. It's true, clock expires, and that's your half. Washington State wasn't pretty in the final 3 minutes, courtesy of Malik Mack, but either way, they have a 3-point lead, 42-39 heading into halftime.
Yeah, and credit to the effort there from this Georgetown team for clawing back. Like we said, 4 minutes and 7 seconds left. It was 35-25 Washington State. You and I kind of looked at each other at the under 4 timeout, and we're like, this might be it for Georgetown unless they can come out of that under 4 timeout. Whatever Ed Cooley told his guys, or whatever was the secret stuff in the drinks they have down there on the team benches, it clearly worked and paid off for this Georgetown team there. Impressive run. You're only down by 3 at the break. I know Ed Cooley's disappointed because you took the lead a couple of occasions there in that back and forth final minute, 30 seconds or so. I think you'll take being only down 3 though at the break.
Definitely a win for the first half for Washington State, and a win for Georgetown for keeping this game close. Both teams have something to feel positive about heading into the break. We'll see who actually gets the win to send us to day 2 here on the Nightcap on Blaze Sports. Washington State leads Georgetown 42-39, 15 minutes put on the clock for halftime. When we return, the second half of action led by Calvin Malater and Parker Perrell. We'll be right back here on Blaze Sports.
Yo, flex on them.
Hey everyone, we're Liv and Maddie.
And this is our specialty show, Out of Tune, on Blaze Radio.
Tune in on Mondays at 3 p.m. to hear us talk about our favorite music.
We talk about our favorite bands, songs, and new releases.
And we even go to cover festivals and concerts.
Yes, tune in Mondays at 3 p.m. and follow our Instagram, outoftune.blazeradio.
Or you're not cool.
Bye!
Hey everyone, it's Alex Swift from Park the Bus.
And as we say now in my country, they brought the buzz and they left the buzz in front of the goal.
If you want to stay updated with the world of soccer or hear 3 Arsenal fans tell you why we're better than Spurs,
but Tottenham is the history of the Tottenham.
Come check out Park the Bus with me, Alex Swift, Alexander McDonald, and Bob Blue, Tuesdays, 9 to 10 a.m. at blazeradioonline.com.
I am Jack Kemmler.
I'm Will Anderson.
And I'm Jason Teeter. Welcome to Roll the Tape, where we take a deep dive into the 2025 NFL Draft.
We will provide you with player breakdowns, mock drafts, prospect rankings, team needs, and much more.
We'll answer some of the draft's biggest questions. Who is the top quarterback? Is Ashton Genty a top 5 pick? And can Travis Hunter really play both ways? We're live every Sunday from 8:30 to 9, right here on Blaze Radio. See you in Green Bay.
Ladies
and gentlemen,
we are proud to bring you the first season of the Scouting Session.
You've all heard about the superstars in sports.
You know the legends like Ruth, Gretzky, and Earnhardt, but this show takes you down that ladder.
The Scouting Session highlights the young, up-and-coming athletes from across the nation and beyond.
From motorsports to hockey and everything in between, we'll shine the spotlight on the stars of tomorrow.
Tune in Wednesdays at 2:30 p.m. Arizona time on Blaze Radio.
Or find our full podcast on YouTube at West Coast Sports News.
See you there.
If you like National League Baseball, then tune into the Senior Circuit, Sundays, 7 to 8 p.m. Arizona time on Blaze Radio.
Shohei Ohtani's just not going to be that good of a pitcher.
Ryan Nelson has all-star potential.
My hot take for the National League is that the Pirates will finish at the top of the National League Central and claim a spot in this year's playoffs.
Are you looking to discover new music? You found the right place. My name is Aurelie Rodriguez, host of Static Buzz, where I explore all kinds of music. Join me every Friday at 3 on Static Buzz at blazeradioonline.com. See you then.
You like hoops? I know I do. And with the NBA season starting, there's no better place for basketball content than To The Baja Podcast. Join the host Isai Romero, Ronan Haycoop, and Ryan Myers through the world of basketball. From college hoops, the NBA, and the WNBA, we got you covered and more, with in-depth analysis and entertaining basketball content with new segments and topics every single week. Listen live, Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Blaze Radio or blazeradioonline.com, and find us on Spotify and X at To The Baja Pod.
Adventurer, quickly, I don't have much time. I have a quest for you. You must travel to blazeradioonline.com to listen to the stories on Traveler's Guide to Faerun. Find the dutiful guide, Anion Fack McDaniels, who can tell you all about the legendary lore of the world behind Dungeons & Dragons every single week. Remember, Adventurer, Traveler's Guide to Faerun, every Wednesday night at 8, only on Blaze Radio. Adventure awaits.
Forks Up Sun Devils, join me, Chris Town, as I scour the entirety of ASU to find the heroes who do it all. The unsung who brave the challenges to make our university at the top. Let's bring the spotlight to those who do the most and see how they do it all. Join me for the Unsung Heroes of ASU, live every Thursday at 3 p.m. only on Blaze Radio.
Come on, Midland. Come on, Elledge. Close this game out. It's tied 4-4. We can bring this to extra innings. You're the most reliable reliever in baseball right now in the AA. Come on.
The pitch. Swung on, ground ball up the middle.
You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. You had one job. Oh, this is why I listen to Up on Deck every Sunday from 6 to 7 p.m. on Blaze Radio. So tune in to become hopeful for your MLB team.
Do you care about West Coast sports? If so, tune into specific sports at blazeradioonline.com on Wednesdays at 11 a.m. West Coast natives Noah Chavez and Jordan Pullett discuss everything to do West Coast sports in the spring semester. So you're thinking March Madness, NBA playoffs, NFL draft, the start of the WNBA season, the beginning of the MLB season, and more. All on blazeradioonline.com on Wednesdays at 11 a.m.
Do you ever look at someone and wonder,
why do you root for that sorry excuse for a sports team?
Join Parker Perrell and a weekly guest as they discuss why people root for certain sports teams. Because we all have that one friend who likes to be difficult and picks a team to root for like the Dodgers. I mean, come on, it's the Dodgers. Anyways, make sure to tune in every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Arizona time on BlazeRadioOnline.com to find out
why them.
You Throw Like a Girl,
a show by girls for everyone.
Hosted by Madison Holder
and Ella Walter-Sanchez. We aim to shed light on women in sports and media, highlighting every aspect of the sports world from the female perspective and beyond.
Tune in for a variety of episodes featuring guests, Q&As, and just basic sports coverage.
Tune in Thursdays at 10 a.m. on BlazeRadioOnline.com every week to hear our show.
Follow us on Instagram at youthrowlikeagirl.pod to find us on more platforms.
Have you or a loved one experienced FOMO from not listening to the 480 experience? Well, now you can tune in on Blaze Radio from 8 to 9 o'clock on Monday nights to hear me, Kai Genagabis, and Strider Bigler talk about all things Arizona sports related on blazeradio.com, where you can hear our hottest takes.
I believe that if the Cardinals have one more failure of a season, they will trade Kyler Murray and rebuild around a different quarterback.
Our picks of the week, and the rest of what's to come on the 480 experience.
Welcome to 4 on 4, where we have 4 experts on the 4 major sports. Join Sammy New, Dylan Wickman, Justin DeHaas, and Sean Brennan on Blaze Radio as they break down an exciting semester of sports that includes the playoff push for NBA and AHL, the start of baseball season, all of March Madness, and so much more. At the end of the day, we're just 4 roommates that love to talk about sports. So join the conversation. Listen live on BlazeRadioOnline.com every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Arizona time. Or, if you missed us, check us out on Spotify, where you can hear all of our shows.
Hi, I'm Landon.
And I'm Bella.
And welcome to Albumsplain.
Every week we'll be dissecting and discussing one of our favorite albums.
From No Doubt to Claro, tune in to hear us chat about our favorite thing, music. Tune in on Thursdays at 11 a.m. on Blaze Radio Online.
Or listen on your favorite podcast streaming service.
See you soon.
See ya!
Sitting in traffic, bored of listening to the same artist on repeat? Tune in to Alternative Route instead, the music show on Blaze Radio that talks about a Latin artist or band every week that is making music in the indie and or alternative rock genres. Join DJ Mavette for the 2nd season of Alternative Route as she breaks down these artists' innovations and analyzes their songs in order to understand their craft better. Take the Alternative Route every Tuesday from 3 to 3:30 p.m. live on Blaze Radio and BlazeRadioOnline.com.
Hello, friends. Is golf your groove? Then boy, do we have a show for you. Join Peter Bishop, Ian Lonergan, and Owen Castle every Sunday from 1 to 2 p.m. on BlazeRadioOnline.com for your latest golf news.
It's time for the Beatdown on Blaze Radio from 2 to 2:30 p.m. on Wednesday afternoons. Seth Golefsky and Willem Marietta take a deep dive into the ever-changing landscape of the UFC. We are talking tactics, breaking down the biggest fights, and giving you the scoop on what's next in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Whether you are a die-hard fan or new to the fight game, we've got something for you, only on the Beatdown on Blaze Radio.
Are you wondering what's going on in pop music today? Tune in to Blaze Radio every Friday from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for our specialty show, Behind the Beat. Listen to me, AJ Shinko, and my co-star Catherine Wong dissect the meaning behind your favorite songs and albums. We cover all genres, a plethora of artists, and we showcase the lore of songs we talk about on our show, Behind the Beat.
Stop being friends with people who don't benefit you.
So that man intimidates you that much that you're gonna let him disrespect that entire body of people that support you.
Hey guys! Welcome back to the Black Print Podcast. My name is Blessing Frazier.
And I'm Serenity Reynolds, and this semester we're officially live on Blaze Radio.
If you're interested in culture, entertainment, college life, or more, then a Black Print is the perfect fit for you.
You can find us weekly on Spotify or live every Tuesday at 4 p.m. on Blaze Radio.
Bye.
Ciao.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ben Paris.
Looking back door, and Charlie Shane scores! 25-20, 10-5, touchdown Penn State!
Why is airport security so inconsistent? That's the main point of today's episode.
Tune in to the final semester of the Ben Paris Show Mondays at 10:30 a.m. on BlazeRadioOnline.com.
While others are sleeping, we are up breaking down the sports world.
The NBA, NFL, WNBA, MLB, NHL, college basketball, college football, Premier League, UFC, and so much more.
For your weekly sports coverage, tune into the Breakdown After Dark, Thursdays from 10:30 to 11:30 p.m.
Are you an avid moviegoer?
Maybe you just like sitting down with your family and friends to watch a movie.
Then we are the perfect show for you.
We are the Cinesnobs. I'm your host, Ryan Brown, followed by my co-host,
Noah Singson, and from the latest blockbusters to Golden Age classics, we cover it all.
Join us every Friday from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. where we cover the latest in film news.
Demon Hours. Demon Hours. Demon Hours. Demon Hours. Demon Hours.
Do you like all things spooky and paranormal? Join Grace Del Pizzo and Alexandra Zerboard for Demon Hours every Wednesday at 10 p.m. Follow us on Twitter at Demon Hours ASU. We'll see you there.
Demon Hours. Demon Hours. Demon Hours. Demon Hours.
Coming in at number 3 on the MLB Top 10 hitters list from last season, I got Bobby Witt Jr.
Whoa, hold on, what? How do you have Bobby Witt Jr. over Freddie Freeman?
Because Bobby Witt Jr. just led the majors in hits and batting average.
Well, I bet Freddie Freeman can't get his team in the playoffs and perform better in the postseason.
But he just did. But let's keep debating on this on the Diamond Debate Show every Monday on Blaze Radio from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Ever wondered what the difference between a virus and bacteria is? Or how cancers are classified? Maybe you're interested in how the flu has influenced the world since the dawn of humanity. You can find out about all of this and more on Disease Dissected. My name is Paige McKenna, and every Sunday at 4 p.m. I'll be covering a new disease. The causes, symptoms, treatments, historical significance, and classification. Whether you're a future medical professional or just somebody interested in disease, Disease Dissected is the radio show for you. Listen live on Sundays at 4 p.m. on Blaze Radio.
Now that I have your attention, do you like music? Do you like movies? Do you like weird stuff on the internet? Then we have just the show for you. My name's Alex.
My name's Dane.
And we're the hosts of the DNA podcast.
So if you like everything from new and old music to debates on the greatest breakfast foods of all time, join us every Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on BlazeRadio.com.
We can't wait to see your beautiful faces, metaphorically speaking, because we can't see you.
Halftime here at MGM Grand Garden Arena. The Washington State Cougars lead the Georgetown Hoyas 42-39. Jeff Melater, Parker Burrell with you here as halftime begins to wane. Really fun first half. It was a very sluggish start to this basketball game, Parker, but the final 5 minutes or so was why we love college basketball.
Oh, it really was. Washington State was up 35 to 25, 10-point lead. Then all of a sudden, the offense of the Hoyas, or shall I say Malik Mack, 9-0 run courtesy of back-to-back triples. 3 straight triples from Mack made it a 1-point game. Georgetown actually took a lead there for a second before Washington State ended the half with a 3-point lead. It's why we watch college basketball. You never know when a team's going to get hot. You never know when a team's going to fight back.
Yeah, it's first half. I ended up seeing 6 lead changes. We were tied one time, and that tie lasted for all of 21 seconds, by the way, as well. Mack leads all scorers with 20 points. Ethan Price leads the Cougars in everything. Points with 10, rebounds with 5, assists with 3. Jordan Burks has 4 boards, 3 dimes, leading the way for the Hoyas through 20 minutes.
Really interested to see who, if anybody, steps up for Washington State. We're kind of seeing an offense by committee here for Washington State. We're seeing tons of guys just evenly step up. That's kind of been their MO, but if Georgetown, if they play defense like they did to close out the first half, they might need somebody to step up more so than the other guys.
Here's an interesting note for you, Parker, as the second half's about to get underway as both teams take the floor. Washington State has gotten no points from their bench so far in that first half.
And that makes sense. They only have 11 guys ready to play. 5 of them have been steady guys that you see in the rotation, all 5 starters as you see, and they have the chemistry. Guys on the bench that haven't seen a lot of action this season. So it makes sense when you look at it from that angle, but when we get into the later moments of the second half, I need to see the bench pick up its pace a little bit.
Georgetown gets the ball first, and away we go with Mack, McKenna, Williams, Montgomery, Burks for the Hoyas in the dark black uniforms. There's a 3-ball on the way off the top of the backboard. Offensive rebound for Burks, puts up a falling away shot from the right elbow, and it's pure. 42-41, Jordan Burks back on the scoreboard. He had 6 in that first half. On the other end now, the Cougars move quickly here as they break the full court press. Price at the top of the arc looking for options. Hasn't put it on the ground yet. He'll give it away and we'll get it right back. He drives it left, stops, spins, finds inside a cutting man, and a jump shot no good out of the hand of Vevers, the sophomore from Latvia. Hoyas move quickly. Down the lane goes the man in McKenna. His runner is short, and out comes Watts the other way. A no-look behind the back pass into the corner it goes. He gets it right back. Extra feed, left corner 3 on the way from Erikstrup is good. 45-41. Dane Erikstrup had 6 in the first half, and he's got his first made 3-point field goal of the game.
Well, they wanted to feed it down low, but Hoyas were defending it well, so they get the big man outside for the outside 3.
Mack pulls up left wing 3, you bet. 45-44, Cougars back out in front, give them 23 now.
And that's 4 straight 3s for him.
Here comes Wazoo the other way. Vevers on the left wing. Circles it around to the right and gets it right back after a rainbow pass from his teammate, and Watts a pass inside, and a foul is called on Georgetown. They're looking to go into the restricted area for Dane Erikstrup. They're going to give it on Curtis Williams Jr., his second and the team's first of the second half.
That one is tough because it's been back and forth like that all game. That one more egregious than the other ones we've seen. It's just it's going to lead to some frustration where it's like, hey, you're calling it there, why don't you call it here? It might lead into something bigger. We'll see.
Ball inbound at baseline right from Jawan Watts. He finds it in Erikstrup in the restricted area, puts it up through contact and muscles it in with the left hand. That's a strong take to the tin there to make it 47-44 Wazoo. 18-20 left in regulation time. Mack at the commands, already across half court for Georgetown. Couple defenders get switched on him, crosses over, baseline left he goes, and he dribbles it back on out. Finds his teammate driving inside, pull up on the free throw line from Caleb Williams is strong, and back the other way with Watts for the defensive board for the Cougars. Slows it down, there's a fake on a 3, and they'll kick it back out to the top of the arc. Watts again, down low. Free throw line jumpers peer out of the hand of Vevers. Or check that, Thrasterson. Vevers had a nice pass to set up the jump shot. 49-44 Cougars, 17:35 left.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of room to pass it either. They're pretty much back-to-back at the free throw line in the top of the circle.
Cougars have made 3 of their last 3. Burks hits a man up in the air, puts up a layup, no good off the right block. Out of bounds it goes, and the Hoyas will keep possession. Erikstrup, the last touch for Wazoo. So inbound at baseline right. Malik Mack to do the inbounds. They stack up the 4 teammates on the free throw line, the slap of the ball, and they all split apart. Mack lobs it over deep on the right wing out of 3-point range for Curtis Williams Jr. Mack immediately sprints around the top of the key to come to collect on the left wing. They circled around now, and Mack gets it back. He's at the top of the arc now out of 3-point range. And on the shot clock, he dribbles it left, crosses over, goes back right. Free throw line jumper on the way from Mack is off the side of the rim. There's a foul on the floor, and they're going to give it on Erikstrup of Washington State. A costly defensive foul there on the Cougars, and now Georgetown gets a fresh 20. There was only 3 seconds on the shot clock when the foul was called.
Yeah, that was a tough one to say either way, but kind of a bailout foul. You had the possession. You could have gone the other way, but just a bailout there.
Mack again, baseline right. Rainbows it in, a couple of passes, a wide open man for three on the left wing is short. That was Austin Montgomery trying it from three-point range. Washington State moves it quickly. Vever stops on the left baseline, kicks it back on out, driving his way to the cup and going up for two will be Lawan Watts.
Foul number 23, Jordan Burks.
He's going to go for a pair. He was fouled on the way up. It'll be on Burks, his first, team's second.
Yeah, Burks did a good job initially going up, but he twisted his body to follow Watts, and that's really what got the call. Did a good job getting his body out of the way and landing straight down, but when he twisted his hips to follow Watts to try and apply a block, that's when the ref was like, okay, a little too much contact with that twist.
Watts converts the front end. 9 points, now make it 10 to make it 51-44, 7-point lead. As Drew McKenna rejoins for Georgetown and replacing Austin Montgomery. Full court pressure, not press here from Washington State. Now they bring the press out. Mack gets doubled, skips it up along the left sideline for Caleb Williams. Williams backs it out for Mack, top of the arc. Drives it right and will back it on out. On that right wing with 15 on the shot clock. Gave it off now. Gets it right back, Mack does in the right corner, driving, baseline right, up and under, the reverse layup doesn't go, gets tipped around, Burks an offensive board for the Hoyas, keeps the possession alive, and will slow things down on the left wing on the Ghost Energy logo. He thought about a three from that side, instead he'll give it off now to Curtis Williams Jr. He'll try for three from the left side, and it's strong. And an offensive board there, up ahead now, Price goes all alone for the two-hand flush. Lawan Watts set it up with a defensive board. Price was streaking right down the center of the court and goes in for a two-hand jam. On the other end, a three-pointers here from Caleb Williams, and Cooley burns his third timeout of the game.
Very interesting timeout there. A nice answer three to cut into the lead. Gets it to a 6-point deficit. A really tough one, back and forth, a good look on the other, and a good job from Watts feeding it up to Thrasterson for the slam. But then transition defense. That was the story for the past two possessions.
These sides trading punches still. Washington State leads by 6, 53-47. Cougars on top, 16:06 to go. We'll pause and take a quick break. This is the College Basketball Crown right here on Blaze Radio.
Do you ever look at someone and wonder,
why do you root for that sorry excuse for a sports team?
Join Parker Perrell and a weekly guest as they discuss why people root for certain sports teams. Because we all have that one friend who likes to be difficult and picks a team to root for like the Dodgers. I mean, come on, it's the Dodgers. Anyways, make sure to tune in every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Arizona time on BlazeRadioOnline.com to find out
why them.
You Throw Like a Girl,
a show by girls for everyone.
Hosted by Madison Holder
and Ella Walter-Sanchez. We aim to shed light on women in sports and media, highlighting every aspect of the sports world from the female perspective and beyond.
Tune in for a variety of episodes featuring guests, Q&As, and just basic sports coverage.
Tune in Thursdays at 10 a.m. on BlazeRadioOnline.com every week to hear our show.
Follow us on Instagram at youthrowlikeagirl.pod to find us on more platforms.
Have you or a loved one experienced FOMO from not listening to the 480 experience? Well, now you can tune in on Blaze Radio from 8 to 9 o'clock on Monday nights to hear me, Kai Jenagabis, and Strider Bigler talk about all things Arizona sports related on blazeradio.com, where you can hear our hottest takes.
I believe that if the Cardinals have one more failure of a season, they will trade Kyler Murray and rebuild around a different quarterback.
Our picks of the week, and the rest of what's to come on the 480 experience.
Viva indeed, everyone. 16:06 left here in this second half. Washington State leads Georgetown 53-47. Kevin and Parker back with you, wrapping up night one here at the inaugural College Basketball Crown. 3 really good games so far, and this one's shaping up to be another good one as well. Washington State so far getting it done on both sides. 4 of their last 4 offensively, and they've held Georgetown to just 1 of their last 7.
Yeah, they've done a really good job so far with keeping it up efficiency-wise. They struggled initially, but eventually the numbers have improved. It's been up and down just because of tough looks and tough defense. Interested to see who buckles down more heading towards the waning moments of the second half.
Georgetown brings their starters back out there. 4 for the Cougars. Bryce Watts, Rastarson. And now they make a late sub right before the whistle here. Why Not will rejoin in place of Eric Strupp instead. So Okafor, Why Not, Rastarson, Watts, Price out there for the Cougars. And back away we go. Washington State with the basketball in the front court. Watts and Price play pitch and catch from left wing to right wing. Couple of passes now. Rastarson down inside in the restricted area. Bodies his way to the cup. No good. Ball gets tipped around and it falls into the hand of Jordan Burks of Georgetown. He's flying into the front court and will spin around and slow things down and wait for help. He gives it off to Malik Mack. He's been special so far, 23 points. He gave it off to his teammate there in the cutting man in Williams, who goes flying in, gets fouled as he was trying to put one on a poster.
Yeah, he came flying in. Sometimes it's better to get out of the way, as either you're going to be on a poster or either it's going to be a foul. And that time around, thankfully, it wasn't a poster for his sake, for viral's sake, but instead it was a foul as he'll head to the stripe.
We'll take a break. 15:38 left. 53-47. Washington State still leading here on Blaze Radio.
Welcome to 4 on 4, where we have 4 experts on the 4 major sports. Join Sammy New, Dylan Wickman, Justin DeHaas, and Sean Brennan on Blaze Radio as they break down an exciting semester of sports that includes the playoff push for NBA and AHL, the start of baseball season, all of March Madness, and so much more. At the end of the day, we're just 4 roommates that love to talk about sports. So join the conversation. Listen live on BlazeRadioOnline.com every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Arizona time. Or, if you missed us, check us out on Spotify, where you can hear all of our shows.
Hi, I'm Landon.
And I'm Bella.
And welcome to Albumsplain.
Every week we'll be dissecting and discussing one of our favorite albums.
From No Doubt to Claro, tune in to hear us chat about our favorite thing, music. Tune in on Thursdays at 11 a.m. on Blaze Radio Online.
Or listen on your favorite podcast streaming service.
See you soon.
See ya!
Sitting in traffic, bored of listening to the same artist on repeat? Tune into Alternative Root Band every week that is making music in the indie and or alternative rock genres. Join DJ Mavette for the 2nd season of Alternative Root as she breaks down these artists' innovations and analyzes their songs in order to understand their craft better. Take the Alternative Route every Tuesday from 3 to 3:30 p.m. live on Blaze Radio and BlazeRadioOnline.com.
Hello, friends. Is golf your groove? Then boy, do we have a show for you. Join Peter Bishop, Ian Lonergan, and Owen Castle every Sunday from 1 to 2 p.m. on BlazeRadioOnline.com for your...
It's time for the Beatdown on Blaze Radio from 2 to 2:30 p.m. on Wednesday afternoons. Seth Golefsky and Willem Marietta take a deep dive into the ever-changing landscape of the UFC. We are talking tactics, breaking down the biggest fights, and giving you the scoop on what's next in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Whether you are a diehard fan or new to the fight game, we've got something for you, only on the Beatdown on Blaze Radio.
After the under 16 timeout and dispersed, Washington State leads 53-47, but Caleb Williams goes to the line for 2 free throws here after the foul. Right before our under 16 stoppage, they called it on Lawan Watts, his second personal foul, and Williams a little firm on the first attempt. No good, and the score remains the same.
Yes, this is what Georgetown really needs. They're 1 for 7 from the last 7 shots from the floor, one of those being the 3 we saw just before the break a couple 40 seconds ago. As huge momentum swing as thankfully he gets the last free throw to fall.
So he goes 1 for 2 there, 53-48. Washington State still leads, 15:29 left to go. Price spins, kicks it back out after he picked up his dribble on the free throw line. Couple passes. He's a wide open man in the left corner at three. That bounces off the right side of the rim about 4 times out of the hand of Case Wynot, but doesn't go. Hoyas putting some pressure now, accelerating in the front court. Right corner three, short off the hands there of Caleb Williams. Keynote there, the basketball player, not the football player there. And a long weak side rebound there for the Cougars. Price now with it inside the free throw line, has his pocket picked there by Jordan Burks of Georgetown. Williams in the front court, flying through against Burks, and he draws the contact. It'll be a foul on the floor, but nonetheless there, Williams and this Hoya team continuing to put pressure on Washington State.
Yes, I've been waiting for it. I want to see Williams have a Heisman moment in this game. I've been waiting for a step back three, him hit the Heisman, and then we go, there it is. I see it now. Not just the name.
See the resemblance? Also, good news for him, he's not going to be sacked a near NFL record in this basketball game. Anyways, here's Malik Mack, left wing, skips it on a beautiful feed to the free throw line. Burks can't get his runner to fall. Gets his own, puts it back up, and we'll go to the line for two. That's a big man move down inside from Jordan Burks, fighting between two defenders after his runner from the free throw line was short to get his own rebound, and he gets himself to the line for two.
The other thing is Georgetown, they haven't shot any better. They're still 1 for 9 in their last 9 shots, but the reason why they're only down by 5 is because the second chance opportunities and getting to the free throw line.
Burks at the stripe, clanks out for him. He's now 2 for 3 at the line today. 8 points so far for the sophomore from Decatur, Alabama, Kentucky transfer.
Love the Decatur, Alabama shout. Doesn't get one every day. Beautiful spot right on is it a lake or a river? I don't know. A big body of water.
I knew I had to get that in there for you.
You had to.
You are a resident Alabama guy here at Blaze Sports. Anyways, the second free throw falls for Burks. He goes 1 for 2 there, 53-49. 14-35, right wing three on the way out of the hand of Eric Strupp, no good. Burks and Okafor go flying in on that right baseline. They get tied up, a jump ball. The arrow favors the Cougars with 14:30 left.
Possession arrow, Cougars.
Yeah, fortunate there for the Cougars. Was tough, could have gone either way. It's interesting because that new rule could have applied there if it met the time restrictions, but not so this time around.
We'll get more into that. We haven't had that a challenge yet today, actually, so far. Maybe we see here Eric Strupp, a shuffle pass to the left block now for Okafor. Drives to the right hand. His turnaround hook shot is pure. That's a beautiful feed and a beautiful look there from Endi Okafor. His first points of the basketball game, making 55-49. Cougars still with the lead, 14-10 left. On the other hand, Mack crosses over one man, gets too fancy and loses the handle on it. Lawan Watts comes and takes it away for Wazoo. He's in the front court, angles right, picks up his dribble on the wing. Down low it goes now. Eric Strupp inside the free throw line. His runner no good. Okafor an offensive rebound, spinning his way in the restricted area, gets tied up and loses the basketball. And out of bounds is the call. My goodness. McKenna won the battle against Okafor, but his back right heel touched the baseline. And it'll be an offensive possession given back to Washington State, and they'll have an inbounds baseline left.
And there's a second half there where a whistle could have gone a multitude of ways. It could have been a foul, could have been a travel, could have been a jump ball, but instead, wait a second and a half, and he steps out of bounds.
Inbounds, Okafor through contact, and he'll go to the line for two. The inbounds feed, baseline left for Lawan Watts. Skipped it right to Okafor, who cut between two defenders and was slapped on the wrist as he was going up for a two-hand dunk. The foul's on Burks, his second, and the Hoyas' third of the half. Okafor, a redshirt sophomore, transferred from Cal, so stayed, I guess, within the Pac-12 footprint. Obviously, neither of them officially Pac-12 schools in basketball. Washington State, affiliate member in the West Coast Conference. Cal, still weird to say. I know it's been almost a year in the ACC now.
Yeah, it is weird to see, especially that phrase, the ever-changing landscape of college sports. But it really is true. It's weird to see. It doesn't feel right. Maybe it'll change, but right now we just got to get used to it.
Okafor's first attempt was pure, second attempt was side out to the right. And a good defensive rebound there from Drew McKenna. Curtis Williams with a bit top of the arc now for Mack. Extra feed, McKenna driving right for the lane, puts it up off the glass and in and one. Drew McKenna getting strong inside. And he makes it 56-51. Hoyas still trail with 13:29 left.
Yeah, that was Okafor trying to play a little too much hero ball, trying to go over for the Mutombo block. Just showing off the athleticism, though. Getting up there would have been a pretty block, but just got a little too much contact trying to reach over and block that ball to another zip code.
McKenna converts the three-point play, cuts the deficit to 4 for Georgetown. 13:28 left. Watts up along the sideline. Parker Garrett's just rejoined between the free throws there for Wazoo. He has it now on the edge of the Crown logo at midcourt. To his right now to the corner for Lawan Watts. Watts right side. Picks up his dribble just off the baseline. They circle around back to Garrett's. 10 on the timer. He angles from left to right. Pulls up at the elbow. Down low. Okafor off the glass, and it twirls in. 58-52 with 13 minutes left in a steal. Nice job there by Washington State. It's Garrett's down. Baseline right back out to Wina on the right wing. He drives, and he has his pocket picked there from McKenna. His pass from along the ground is taken there, and up ahead they go to Mack. Mack in a 1-on-2 lays it up and in off the right block.
A lot of hesitation from the Cougars in transition defense. They saw Mack look for the backdoor pass the entire way, and so they were ready to anchor back and get the guy cutting, but just let Mack have too much room.
Juan Watts angles from left to right. His running floater for the lane is pure. Back up to a 6-point game yet again, 60-54, 12:18 left. Malik Mack trying to slow things down, keep the temperature cool for the Hoyas, who move from left to right here in the second half. Caleb Williams, left wing, cross-court feed. Open man for three is long out of the hands of Curtis Williams Jr. Burks an offensive rebound. He comes in. His layup is short off the right block. His second try is long. Another offensive rebound. Caleb Williams dishes it back out. Now here's McKenna through the lane off the glass and in. Drew McKenna right down the right side of the baseline through contact from Okafor, and he has a chance to make it a three-point play.
Yeah, Okafor yet again just trying to get a little too physical on the block. I know you want the highlight reel play, but you're jumping into it. You're putting your body on him, and then you're slapping his wrist with your hand. I mean, that's like 3 no-nos all in one, and it results in the foul.
The whole Mutombo thing, you're saying no, no, no. For him, it's no, no, no.
Triple no's. The roulette wheel's all X's.
Not good for Okafor. Great for Georgetown. Now they got some momentum as we beat the under-12 timeout, 60-56. Hoyas and Drew McKenna go to the line for a three-point play on the other side of this break. This is college basketball on Blaze Radio.
While others are sleeping, we are up breaking down the sports world.
The NBA, NFL, WNBA, MLB, NHL, college basketball, college football, Premier League, UFC, and so much more.
For your weekly sports coverage, tune into the Breakdown After Dark, Thursdays from 10:30 to 11:30 p.m.
Are you an avid moviegoer?
Maybe you just like sitting down with your family and friends to watch a movie.
Then we are the perfect show for you.
We are the Cinesnobs. I'm your host, Ryan Brown, followed by my co-host,
Noah Singson, and from the latest blockbusters to Golden Age classics, we cover it all.
Join us every Friday from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. where we cover the latest in film news.
Demon Hours. Demon Hours. Demon Hours. Demon Hours. Demon Hours.
Do you like all things spooky and paranormal?
Join Grace Del Pizzo and Alexandra Zerboard for
Demon Hours
every Wednesday at 10 p.m.
Follow us on Twitter at Demon Hours ASU. We'll see you there.
Demon Hours. Demon Hours. Demon Hours. Demon Hours. Demon Hours.
Coming in at number 3 on the MLB Top 10 hitters list from last season, I got Bobby Witt Jr.
Whoa, hold on, what? How do you have Bobby Witt Jr. over Freddie Freeman?
Because Bobby Witt Jr. just led the majors in hits and batting average.
Well, I bet Freddie Freeman can't get his team in the playoffs and perform better in the postseason.
But he just did. But let's keep debating on this on the Diamond Debate Show every Monday on Blaze Radio from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Well, we're on this highway in the early stages. Just pulled on. We just merged in determining a crown champion day one here in Las Vegas, Nevada, at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Washington State leads Georgetown 60-56 here in our second half. A date with Nebraska on Wednesday night on the line for one of these two teams.
Man, I hope Georgetown didn't drive here. Whew.
That's the drive.
That is certainly one of the drives you can take to get here.
I mean, I don't even know what highways you would take to get from DC to here.
All of them?
Probably. Yeah, all of the highways. If you got a local highway near you, Georgetown probably took it to get here. Either way, though, the Hoyas showing a lot of fight here throughout this game. Obviously, a couple of guys in the portal, health incident that's been going around the team in the recent days, have seen a really depleted roster make the trek from the nation's capital, and they only trail by 4, an opportunity to make it 3 here. Drew McKenna's at the line for the three-point play, and it twirls in and out. A defensive rebound there for Dane Erickstrup of Washington State. Immediately gives it up to Ethan Price of the Cougars, who works that left sideline. Garrett's comes to collect it at the top of the arc. Price on a dribble handoff gets it right back to the right side wing now for Vevers. Vevers skips it down low. Erickstrup off the right block. Weaves his way through 2 defenders. He puts up a shot, and it's in, but before the shot goes up, he gets whistled for a travel. So there you go. That wipes away an easy basket. Now an opportunity for Georgetown. Full court press still in effect here from first-year man David Riley. What a job he's done up in the Palouse. As Caleb Williams has it right wing out of three-point range, right back to the mid-court logo for Mack. Mack rifles one and gets it right back. Now he's on that left wing. Picks up a screen from Burks, angling from left to right. To that right corner it goes now. Driving baseline right as Williams fakes a scoop shot. Now we'll give it off to Mack. 3 on the shot clock. Backs his way down. Stops, spins, gets a man in the air. Turnaround shot is off the side of the backboard. And that's a shot clock violation with 11:03 left.
Those were back-to-back missed opportunities for each side. We're looking for somebody to really take a step for Georgetown. You're looking to equalize with Washington State. You're looking to extend the lead even more so. But back-to-back good times. You could have had good looks, but just threw it away basically.
Now Georgetown and Ed Cooley in his white quarter zip and black slacks will instruct the full court press of his own team. But Washington State easily breaks it. Lawan Watts right through the front court. Kicks it up to the top of the arc. Price, a transition 3 is short, and Mack comes flying in for a defensive rebound. Hoyas want to move here. Left corner now, it's Curtis Williams Jr. He stops and will kick it back on out now on that left wing. Down low he goes for McKenna off the left block. Thought about a mid-range, will pull up from 9 feet, and it rattles home. 60-58 with 10:38 to go. Here come the Hoyas, now down by 2.
That was a tough shot. Had a hand in his mug the entire way, but still drained it.
In the corner now, Vevers will try left corner 3. That rattles in and out. And a defensive rebound there for Caleb Williams of Georgetown. Over to Mack he goes down that right side. 10:19 to go. It's a 2-point game as Mack will slow it down per the instructions of his second-year head coach. He accelerates. Left side of the lane, kicks it back out. McKenna, left wing jab step, crosses over. Step back, left wing 3. It's off the front of the iron and out. And Lawan Watts with the weak side board for the Cougars. Up ahead he goes now. He gets it right back. He'll try one from the top of the arc and bury it. 63-58. Lawan Watts finds one from range, and it breaks a 2-minute, 24-second scoring drought for Wazoo.
That was a big-time bucket right there. Just Watts, he seems to be finding his groove late into this game. We asked who was going to be the separator. It seems like Watts might have an early case.
Caleb Williams, top of the arc, inside the free throw line. Now floater drops in. Hits the front of the iron and finally plops in. Caleb Williams in the double figures now. 11 points for him. He cuts the deficit for Georgetown to 63-60, 9:20 left. On the other end, there's a jump shot, no good. Tipped around, out of bounds. It will remain with Wazoo. It came out of the hands of Ethan Price, was the jump shot. It's deflected by Drew McKenna of Georgetown. Baseline right we go, in a fresh 20. Watts to inbound for Washington State. Lobs it into the right wing out of three-point range, and a foul is called on Caleb Williams. Guarding Thrastarson, the 6'6 freshman guard, who's normally a bench guy for this Cougar team, got the start tonight. And he's been quality so far, 12 points in 25 minutes of action.
Yeah, just applied a little too much pressure there. You got to wait for him to land before you try to get close and defend. Didn't do so, resulted in the foul.
Fourth team foul for Georgetown this half. Inside it goes. There's the fifth team foul. Eric Strupp trying to attack the basket. Will go up and get 2 free throws here. Williams gets signaled for a second personal foul. And like I just mentioned a moment ago, the 15th foul here in the second half for the team from DC.
Number 32, Dane Erickstrup, shooting 2 shots.
Dane Erickstrup, a 74% free throw shooter. 11 points tonight. A free throw here would tie his season average of 12. Cougars leading by 3 with 9:10 to play. Erickstrup bounces home the front end of the 2 free throws issued, and he makes it 64-60. And for David Riley, talk about the job he's done so far as his 6'11" senior forward connects on both ends to make it a 5-point game. Erickstrup will be replaced by Andy Okafor. So far for David Riley, most wins by a first-year coach since Tony Bennett did it 26 games in 06-07. So credit to the work he's done so far as his team's looking to keep their season alive here in Vegas. McKenna, right corner, picks up his dribble, dishes it back out to Mack. They switch it now. Mack gets it back at the top of the arc out of the hands of Curtis Williams. 10 on the shot clock. Mack gets a screen from Williams, drives it inside the free throw line. His runner from 7 is down. 65-62. Malik Mack now has 27 points tonight. Watts inside, Okafor through contact, and he'll go up to the line for a shooting foul. We'll see who they issue the personal foul on Georgetown to. I believe they're going to get Malik Mack for it.
His second personal.
They do, and that's his second in team 6.
That was a really good job from Okafor. He brings a lot of momentum with him. Mountain of a man. Height has the weight as well. It's going to be a tough time to stop him, so they apply a lot of body pressure to him. The only thing is he went up in the air, so ref can see his body move when contact is made, and that's what led to the foul call. Might have not initially been a foul, but because he was in the air, led to a more visible expression, you can say, from Okafor.
They gave him continuation. He goes 2 for 2 here, banks in both the free throws. He's a big guy. He's 6'9" from Dundalk, Ireland. As Malik Mack dribbles and kicks it back on out. They swing it around. Left corner. Burks a 3. It rattles home. Jordan Burks, just a 35% three-point shooter, has his first three-point field goal of the game. 67-65. Wazoo still leads, 8:08 to play. Lawan Watts at the top of the arc finds Vevers on the right wing. Over the top, he lofts to the left side for Price. Watts fakes the dribble, handoff, 7 on the shot clock, picks up a screen from Okafor, left side. Mack right in his face. Okafor throws another screen, a pass inside, gets deflected and intercepted by Georgetown. McKenna was there off the deflection there from Williams Jr. Inside, Caleb Williams draws a foul. It'll be on Washington State. And that'll bring us to the under-8 stoppage, 67-65, Washington State. 7:44 to go, but the Hoyas have caught fire as of late. They've made 3 of their last 3. You're listening to the 2025 College Basketball Crown right here on Blaze Radio.
While others are sleeping, we are up breaking down the sports world.
The NBA, NFL, WNBA, MLB, NHL, college basketball, college football, Premier League, UFC, and so much more.
For your weekly sports coverage, tune into the Breakdown After Dark, Thursdays from 10:30 to 11:30 p.m.
Are you an avid moviegoer?
Maybe you just like sitting down with your family and friends to watch a movie.
Then we are the perfect show for you.
We are the Cinesnobs. I'm your host, Ryan Brown, followed by my co-host,
Noah Singson, and from the latest blockbusters to Golden Age classics, we cover it all.
Join us every Friday from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. where we cover the latest in film news.
Demon hours. Demon hours. Demon hours. Demon hours. Demon hours.
Do you like all things spooky and paranormal?
Join Grace Del Pizzo and Alexandra Zerboard for Demon Hours every Wednesday at 10 p.m.
Follow us on Twitter at Demon Hours ASU. We'll see you there.
Demon Hours. Demon Hours. Demon Hours. Demon Hours.
Coming in at number 3 on the MLB Top 10 hitters list from last season, I got Bobby Witt Jr.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on. What? How do you have Bobby Witt Jr. over Freddie Freeman?
Because Bobby Witt Jr. just led the majors in hits and batting average.
Well, I bet Freddie Freeman can't get his team in the playoffs and perform better in the postseason.
But he just did. But let's keep debating on this on the Diamond Debate Show every Monday on Blaze Radio from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Washington State leads Georgetown 67-65 with 7:44 to play in our second half. Captain Later, Parker Burrell with you here for Blaze Radio at the inaugural college basketball crown. Big East first West Coast Conference here in the nightcap of day 1. And every time you think that Washington State's going to pull away, Georgetown and Malik Mack and Caleb Williams are right there with a response.
Well, you might have thought I was a little off earlier on when I was like, oh, we should be in store for a really good game, and then all of a sudden Washington State got a double-digit lead. And then it felt like, oh, Washington State was going to pull away. Then Georgetown came back, and we felt a little bit towards the 15-minute mark of this half. We were like, oh, Washington State could be slipping away, but here we are again, a 2-point game. Washington State still leads, and it seems like we have another good game, Kevin.
Yeah, it was at one point a 35-25 Washington State lead with 4:07 left in the first. Mind you, Georgetown's largest lead is 1 point, and it was with 55 seconds left in the first half when they led 39-38. They've gone on several high-level runs, 11-0 runs as well, in a game that has been tied once and has seen 6 lead changes.
That pretty much summarizes this game, and it's just been back and forth. These two teams clearly have been putting it all out there, at least offensively. Is right before the break we saw.
Previous play, the foul is confirmed, a common foul.
So they reviewed the play, by the way, on the Ethan Price, whether it was a flagrant or a common foul. They're calling for a common foul. So now here's Caleb Williams. Front end of the 1-and-1, it rattles in and out, and Watts comes down with a weak side rebound for Washington State. Cougars move from right to left here in the second half. Garrett's to Price on the left side. Back around it goes for Watts. On the right wing, down low it goes. Back on out for Watts again. He was playing catch with Thrastarson. Watts was 7, right wing, angles, driving right down through the lane, puts it up off the glass, no good. And I'll go to the line for a pair.
Really good look down the middle. Really good job filling the lanes. Got a little physical down low. And once again, when you jump, you have to stay flat-footed or you have to go straight up. That's what they say. Didn't do that, so line to shoot 2.
So Watts, who's put up 15 points. He leads Washington State, by the way, in points, rebounds, and assists. Doesn't connect on the front end. There's the second one, it's pure, and it's 68-65 with 7:19 left. Washington State, by the way, still has yet to make a field goal in their last 2 minutes and 35 seconds. On the contrary, Georgetown's made each of their last 3 field goal attempts. 3-point game, Malik Mack standing right on that golden crown at midcourt, slowing things down and getting the commands from Ed Cooley in his white quarter zip and black slacks and black Nike shoes. Malik crosses over, kicks it out, right corner 3 on the way is all air and long out of the hand of Curtis Williams Jr. Washington State wants to push, so I start sitting into the corner now. Why not? Picks up his dribble, down low for Okafor, right open off the right block, and he lays it in to make it 70-65 with 6:40 left.
A lot of overcompensating defensively from Georgetown. They really wanted the steal there and left the back door to Okafor wide open under the basket.
Curtis Williams, right side at a 3-point range, now sprints to the left side, calling for help. Mack fakes the right wing 3, puts one up instead and knocks it down. Have a night, Malik Mack. 30-piece here against Washington State, and he cuts the deficit to 2. It's 70-68, 6:12 to play. On the other end, Lawan Watts right through the lane, uncontested, and his finger roll is pure. 72-68 Cougs, 6:02 left. Every time Georgetown gets some momentum, they collapse defensively. Malik Mack has it on the Golden Crown yet again. Goes to his left on dribble, handoff now for Curtis Williams Jr. Mack gets a screen there from Burks. 7 on the timer, pulls up right side for 3. That's off the front of the iron, and a long offensive rebound for Williams. Down low for Burks, and he throws it down.
Jordan Burks.
Nice feed there from Curtis Williams Jr., finding Burks, who was cutting baseline right for the two-hand flush. It's a 2-point game again. On the other end, a 3-point shot is long out of the hand of Parker Garretts. Burks down that left sideline will slow it down, and the Hoyas will set up their offense. All 5 guys at one point were on the left side of the floor. Mack, 1-on-3 to the cup, and it's in. His runner off the right block ties the game at 72 with 5:03 to go.
He has been clean. He is the reason they are still in this game. 21 points just from beyond the arc.
And Watts is swatted away by Burks. Into the hands of Caleb Williams, sprinting into the front court through contact, puts it up, and we'll go to the line for 2. Georgetown on fire, and the small contingent of Hoyas who have made the trip from our nation's capital are on their feet right now here at MGM Grand.
Yeah, no cheerleaders here for the Hoyas, but Burke going over to the sideline, talking to the contingent, cheering for support, and the crowd gets involved just in time for a timeout.
David Riley burns his second timeout of the night. And it's a 72-72 game.
This is a 30-second
And
timeout.
Williams will have a pair of free throws coming out of a 30-second timeout. And with that tie score, we'll pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the College Basketball Crown right here on Blaze Radio.
You're listening to Arizona State Student Radio.
And Adam Miller floater is good! 1.9 to go. Adam Miller ties the game.
This is KASC Blaze Radio. BlazeRadioOnline.com.
4:50 remaining here in the second half, 72-72, Washington State and Georgetown. This is the College Basketball Crown exclusively on Blaze Radio. We're here all week long from the Sin City, Las Vegas, Nevada. Calvin Blader, Parker Perrell, enjoying your company here on this Monday night. And Caleb Williams of Georgetown will have a chance to give the Hoyas a lead.
Now, Calvin, I want you to buckle up real quick. If you remember last night, we after a long road trip, we decided to go to McDonald's, and we saw a couple of Hoyas there as well. Mac might have been one of them, and if so, he might have an NIL deal in line. It has truly fueled his performance. Now 32 points for him, and it's true. If it was the Big Mac, the secret sauce, we got to know.
We have to know. And a couple of the guys only walked out with drinks as well and went to the Subway next door. Either way, Caleb Williams goes 2 for 2 at the line, and Georgetown has a 74-72 lead. A 6-0 run over the last 49 seconds for the Hoyas. Here's Dane Erikstra, picks up his dribble at the top of the arc, looks for help, hands it off to Vevers. Right wing, he picks up his dribble. Price straight away, doesn't have a look, dumps it down inside. Erikstra puts one up, it rolls around the rim and out. Mack to the weak side rebound for Georgetown. He's flying into the front court, stops, spins, kicks it out. He'll pull up for 3 and knock it down. Oh, baby, Malik Mack. Have a night. It's 77-72 Hoyas.
I mean, I don't have any words. See, you cannot stop him beyond the arc today.
And stopping him is really only slowing down. He never stopped there. He just went right to that left corner, turned around and hit a falling away three-pointer. And with 4:05 to go, it's Georgetown's largest lead of the night at 5 points. The foul is called on the other end.
I mean, and the best part is, like, I've been watching Mac on the floor. It's his team, really, because they know it's going in before he does. You could see the bench as soon as he released the shot. They were already on their feet roaring for him.
Malik Mack has made 8 3-point field goals tonight. Washington State as a team has made 5. As the first free throw from Dane Erikstrup is pure, 77-73. It breaks a just over 3-minute scoring drought for the Cougars. The big man's right-handed stroke is pure. And just like that, the three-point game again. 77-74, 4:05 left, full court press in. Mack on that right side with Watson and Vevers riding his grill. Trying to get across the timeline, he does with 2 seconds to spare. He hands it off to Curtis Williams Jr., who angles right towards the wing. Hands it off to Mack. They switch it around, down low for Williams. That pass hit the rim and into the hands of Lawan Watts of Washington State. He goes flying in transition, picks up his dribble, baseline right, muscles up a shot, and he draws contact, and he'll go to the line for a pair at the charity stripe. Caleb Williams whistled for the personal foul. His third personal, the 9th team foul, and that'll bring us to our final stoppage of the night. 77-74, the Hoyas on fire, led by Malik Mack with a 35-piece so far. He looks to build on some more, and so do the Hoyas. We'll step aside for a couple of moments. You're listening to college basketball right here on Blaze Radio.
Demon hours. Demon hours. Demon hours. Demon hours. Demon hours.
Do you like all things spooky and paranormal?
Join Grace Del Pizzo and Alexandra Zerboard for Demon Hours every Wednesday at 10 p.m.
Follow us on Twitter at Demon Hours ASU. We'll see you there.
Demon hours. Demon hours. Demon hours. Demon hours. Demon hours.
Coming in at number 3 on the MLB Top 10 hitters list from last season, I got Bobby Witt Jr.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on. What? How do you have Bobby Witt Jr. over Freddie Freeman?
Because Bobby Witt Jr. just led the majors in hits and batting average.
Well, I bet Freddie Freeman can't get his team in the playoffs and perform better in the postseason.
But he just did. But let's keep debating on this on the Diamond Debate Show every Monday on Blaze Radio from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Ever wondered what the difference between a virus and bacteria is? Or how cancers are classified? Maybe you're interested in how the flu has influenced the world since the dawn of humanity. You can find out about all of this and more on Disease Dissected. My name is Paige McKenna, and every Sunday at 4 p.m. I'll be covering a new disease. The causes, symptoms, treatments, historical significance, and classification. Whether you're a future medical professional or just somebody interested in disease, Disease Dissected is the radio show for you. Listen live on Sundays at 4 p.m. on Blaze Radio.
Now that I have your attention, do you like music? Do you like movies? Do you like weird stuff on the internet? Then we have just the show for you. My name's Alex.
My name's Dane.
And we're the hosts of the DNA podcast.
So if you like everything from new and old music to debates on the greatest breakfast foods of all time, join us every Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on blazeradio.com.
We can't wait to see your beautiful faces, metaphorically speaking, because we can't see you.
What's up, everyone? It's Natalia Marin with Season 2 of Does It Work? Life is still very confusing, so I've decided to continue answering some of life's wonders, asking the question, does it work? We have fun conversations featuring my hours of research evaluating if cultural phenomena, government systems, and psychological theories actually work. Make sure to listen live every Thursday at 9 a.m. on blazeradioonline.com to see if it works.
Keep your radios on, ladies and gentlemen. Don't change the dial. We got a beautiful basketball game here in Las Vegas. 77-74, Georgetown with the lead. Kevin Malater, Parker Perel with you with 3:39 to go here in our second half. And Parker, what a basketball game this has been. And we can say it because for our friends on the East Coast listening, we know it's no longer March. But for us here in Vegas, it's still March.
Yeah, it's still March right now, and it truly has been madness so far. These two teams, man, none of them wants to bow out.
That'll be Lawan Watts for 2 free throws here to try to make it a 1-point game if he connects with both. And, oh, man, that's a Really lucky break there. He bounced off all 3 parts of the rim, and it drops in. 77-75. Second time, not so much a problem. Drains it easily. 1-point game at 77-76 Hoyas, 3:35 to go. Curtis Williams Jr. with the basketball on that right wing on the MGM Grand Garden Arena logo. Gave it off at the top of the arc for Caleb Williams. A dribble handoff there for Malik Mack. What a star he's been tonight. Burks has it left wing. 10 on the shot clock. Mack fakes the pass back to Burks. 7 seconds. Left wing. Mack between his legs. Hesitates. Accelerates towards the cup. Falling away. Puts one up. It's all air. And gets into the hands of Thrastarson of Washington State. He accelerates in the front court and will slow it down. Watts down low for Price through contact off the glass, off the rim and out. But he'll go to the line for a pair at the stripe.
And this has been Washington State's game for the last couple of drives. Has not been their efficiency down low. It's been drawing the fouls.
It's the 10th team foul on Georgetown, so 2 the rest of the way for Washington State, who, even though they've gotten a couple of points from the free throw line, they still haven't made a field goal in over 3 minutes and 9 seconds. Ethan Price has 12. This is to tie it, and he does with a right-handed stroke to even us up at 77 aside. He's 4 for 4 from the line now after that last try. Takes a deep breath, dribbles it 2 times, lets it go, and it's pure. 78-77, Washington State re-grabs the lead. It's our 8th lead change of the night, as Malik Mack now has it across the timeline for the Hoyas. 2:52 to go. Mack to his left for McKenna. Gets it right back on a dribble handoff, working that left side. Backs on up and will slow it down. He circles all the way around back to the top. Mack does. Finds McKenna. 5 on the shot clock. Picks up his dribble. Left elbow jumper is pure. 79-78. Drew McKenna, a guy we haven't called a whole bunch tonight, with a nice stroke there. And Georgetown re-grabs the lead with 2:25 left. Down low for Eric Strupp. Left block. A cutting man and Price, and a reverse layup is pure. That's a beautiful move. Price was there on the back door to lay it in. 80-79. Wazoo out in front. 2:10 to go. Mack once again at the commands. Gives it off to Curtis Williams Jr. on the right wing. Bever's right in his face. He dumps it down low, and that pass is deflected out of bounds by Lawan Watts. It was intended for Caleb Williams. Side out right, it'll be Williams to inbound for Georgetown. 1:59, 13 on the shot clock. He finds Curtis Williams Jr., who crosses over on the right wing, drives to the free throw line, pulls up, no good. Offensive rebound, though, by Caleb Williams. In the left corner, he'll hoist the 3, and it's long. Long, weak side rebound is tipped out of bounds by Watts, and the possession will keep it with Georgetown. And a fresh 20 on the timer for the Hoyas. And Ed Cooley will burn his final, or I beg your pardon, his final 30-second timeout of the night. He's got 1 remaining.
And this is a big one here. They're going to want to reset. They're going to want to collect themselves, because it feels like Georgetown should have the lead right now. It feels like they should. I mean, Washington State has probably played the better game overall at this point. But with how this game is right now, Georgetown should have the lead. But it's been the simple mistakes on defense that have led to Washington State having this 1-point lead.
This is going to sound Captain Obvious, but I'm required to ask it anyways. Ed Cooley in the huddle. What are you drawing up and for who?
I mean, is there a question?
I know.
I mean, you say, Malik Mack, do your thing. You have a 35 bomb already. We're trying to make it 38. I mean,
do you remember the line from Doug Collins that aired during The Last Dance, where they were talking about a Michael Jordan buzzer beater, and they asked what the play call was, and he said, "Get the ball to Michael. Everyone else, get out of the way." Is that what you're saying here for Mack?
I mean, if it's not those exact words, it's something close to it. It's this guy's hot, and we got to ride with it.
And on the other side, the other huddle will go now to Washington State. How do you prevent it from being Malik Mack to be the one that beats you?
I mean, the good news is for Washington State is Malik Mack's been the big problem. If you are to win this game, it's from shutting down Malik Mack these last couple minutes. Because even though Malik Mack's been a little silent these past couple of minutes, it's still been because he's been silent, Washington State now has the lead again. Even though he's been silent, he hasn't stayed quiet for long throughout this game. You have to stop his hot flashes if you are to try and pull out of this one if you're Washington State.
So a quick reset here, 80-79 Washington State, the score, 1:45 left. Georgetown has 10 fouls, so Washington State shoots 2 the rest of the way. Washington State, 8 fouls, so Georgetown still has the 1-on-1 for a couple more. Hoyas 1 timeout to full timeout. Washington State still has the 30 and a full left. And away we go, sideline out right for Malik Mack. Drives it through the left side of the lane. His hook shot no good. Burks in a 1-on-3, gets the offensive rebound, puts it off the glass and in. How did Jordan Burks get that ball? And more impressively, how did he put it in? It's 81-80 with 1:29 to go. Here come the Cougars now, trailing by 1. What a battle this has been. Down low for Ethan Price off the left block. Back in his way against Jordan Burks, so he'll kick it on back out. Beavers driving, baseline left, skips it. Falling away is a shot from Price is no good. Burks, a left side rebound for Georgetown. 65 seconds to go, Hoyas by 1. Malik Mack slows it down across the timeline, awaiting instructions from Ed Cooley. Beavers right in his shadow. Inside of a minute, 10 on the timer. Mack gets a screen from Williams, left wing. 7 on the timer, into the corner for Curtis Williams Jr. driving, baseline left, up and under and in. Curtis Williams Jr. makes 83-80 with 39 seconds left. Here goes Watts the other way from left to right. He lays it in to make it 83-82. 37.2 seconds left, a 7.2 second difference between game and shot clock. David Riley, as of right now, saying no foul. They're only down by 1 point. Malik Mack across the timeline on the Golden Crown logo, staring at his bench, awaiting direction. Russ Tarson, the man in his shadow. 10 on the shot clock, 15 seconds to go. Mack accelerates right to the cup, and he's denied by Price. Out of bounds it goes to Georgetown. A couple of the players signaling to David Riley that they should challenge this. And Ed Cooley will use his final timeout. It's a full one with 12.4 left and 5 on the shot clock.
Man, this might be the best game yet, Kevin. They might have saved the best for last. These two teams, I mean, we already talked about the boxing analogy. They are going for punch for punch. And Georgetown, to their credit, not their best game this season, but their big-time players are showing up in these big-time moments.
12.4 seconds remain. Georgetown leads 83-82. We'll take our final break of regulation time, and we'll be right back. You're listening to the 2025 College Basketball Crown here on Blaze Sports.
Tune in to Friday Night Lights Camera Action to see the good, the bad, and the ugly of Hollywood's most iconic
There's no crying in baseball!
and most infamous sports movies.
Ain't no rules in the dog can't play basketball.
So what are you waiting for?
Yo, Adrian!
Peace out.
Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
Find out if your favorite sports movie is a hit or a flop.
Remember when Bobby Boucher showed up at halftime and the Mud Dogs won the Bourbon Bowl?
Listen live on Fridays at 8 p.m. Arizona time on BlazeRadioOnline.com.
Now go out there and take it. This is what I wanted. It's what I've been waiting for these cars to come off of this corner. And guys, it's showtime. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Ooh, let's go racing today, boys.
Are you a racing fan or want to learn more about the sport? Join Cooper Burns and Eric List every Tuesday from 1 to 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Blaze Radio as they discuss everything from NASCAR to dirt racing and more on Fuel for Thought.
Welcome to your favorite show where everything is untitled, unscripted, and unhinged.
Us Podsmiths and Yes Podsmiths are what professional podcasters are called. Let's just say we're your favorite Podsmiths. Favorite Podsmiths.
On our show, we discuss a variety of different topics and segments, from the latest news to your favorite tunes.
And it's not just us. Every week we bring in a special guest to shake things up.
So join me, CJ Stevenson,
and me, Kate Nakamura, every Monday at 4:30 p.m. on Blaze Radio.
2.4 seconds left between Georgetown and Washington State. The Hoyas leading by 1. With Ed Cooley burning his final full timeout, the officials elected to review it themselves during this timeout. This is not a coach's challenge from either side. As of now, it's Georgetown basketball underneath the basket with 12.4 seconds on the game clock. More importantly, though, 5 seconds on the shot clock.
Yeah, that's the big important part here. The question is, do you try and foul from the get-go, or do you give up the shot necessarily, or not give up the shot, but try and get them to drain out the clock so that you get the turnover so you can get the ball right back?
That's the other thing, too, is if you're Washington State, this rebound is the most important rebound of the season here if you can force a missed shot.
It truly is, and so far they've been doing a good job rebounding, especially defensively, but they've also allowed way too many second chances from Georgetown on the offensive side. In this second half, 17 O-boards overall, but Washington State also with the 29 defensive rebounds. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be tough to see where it goes.
11 second chance points tonight for the Hoyas. To your point, and they've found a way to generate a lot of second chance opportunities as well, despite struggling in the paint, being outscored 44-26 by Washington State in the paint. The call stands, so it'll be Georgetown basketball underneath their own basket. Baseline left is Caleb Williams. It's the 5 starters for the Hoyas: Malik Mack, Caleb Williams, Drew McKenna, Curtis Williams Jr., and Jordan Burks. Washington State counters with their 5 starters: Ethan Price, Lawan Watts, Tomas Thras-Tarson, Rahard Zvevers, and Dane Erikstra. Everyone behind the Georgetown bench on their feet. And Washington State fans begin to rise as well. Several of them already in the surrender cobra pose, and it's become so popular on social media over recent years.
Pretty much, it's called March formation, pretty much, in this time of the year.
I like that. I'm not a big snakes guy either. Either way, Williams, that is Caleb to inbound. Baseline left for Georgetown. No timeouts for the Hoyas. He lofts it into the left wing for Max. Step back, 3 on the way. It's long, but he gets his own rebound with 7 seconds and draws a foul. He was falling away on his step back triple. He went racing in, snags the long offensive rebound, and now he'll go to the line for a crucial one in the bonus.
Well, they went for the dagger. It missed, but a big-time bounce off the back of the iron all the way to Mack. As now he has a chance to, he's already played hero ball. We'll see if he can fully tie on the cape and put on the mask here.
35 points, just 1 of 2 from the line, and it's good. 84-82, 6.8 to go. The foul, by the way, was on Lawan Watts. His 3rd personal and the team's 9th. Mack, a tattoo-covered left arm on the way, pushes it home to make it 85-82. 6.8 left. Austin Montgomery will rejoin, and he'll replace Drew McKenna. Washington State has 1 timeout left.
I think they've already talked about this play. I don't think they're going to use the timeout unless there's something goes awry.
Ethan Price gets it into Erikstra, hands it off to Watts with 5. Right side, and he gets the foul call. They foul up 3 with Jordan Burks. You almost felt like you knew that was coming there from Georgetown.
Yeah, it was going to be a question mark to see if they actually got the foul off in time, but they were waiting, and very good job from Georgetown to foul. And now Washington State, it's simple. Make 1, see if you try to miss the other for the potential game-tying putback.
85-82, 3.9 to go. The foul was on Burks, his 3rd. Georgetown already exceeding their limit tonight. Watts, 7 for 8 at the stripe tonight. It's up and it's strong. So now you almost have to make this second one here, or do you intentionally miss and hope you get a rebound?
I mean, it'll be interesting to see what they do here as they'll actually use their timeout. This is the panic moment that they opt to use that timeout in. They're going to talk about it I think with them using a timeout here, they're going to try and intentionally miss, and then go for the three.
So 3.9 seconds. Watts, who is a career 73% free throw shooter, misses his second free throw attempt on the night. So now you have one free throw left, 85-82, 3.9 seconds to go. And now a big decision here for David Riley, who has already recorded the most wins by a first-year coach since the legendary Tony Bennett did it up in the Palouse in 06-07 when Bennett won 26 games. Big-time decision here from a young rising star in the coaching industry.
Yeah, even with the disappointing season, you could say, overall from a college basketball spectrum, they love this guy out there at Washington State because he wants to be there. He has his guys there, and he has them playing good basketball. It's all about taking that next step in the coming years.
Georgetown, who had a very quiet, unceremonious exit in the Big East tournament where they lost to DePaul and ended up getting swept in the season series by the Blue Demons, in which Cooley expressed a lot of frustration, in which he said that his team didn't have an emotional attachment to winning. Tonight they do.
That truly has been the difference. They have had a lot more edge to them, you can say, emotionally and physically.
Watts here now, back at the free throw line. One free throw here after he misses the first set. 85-82 Georgetown. Watts misses the second one. The ball gets tipped to Okafor. Veveres, left wing three to tie. It's short and the game is over. Veveres had the left wing look to force overtime, and he comes up just short. And Georgetown comes from behind to win an 85-82 here in the Crown Tournament, and their season will continue.
Well, that's the exact look the Cougars wanted. A missed shot. Nobody was there on the weak side of the rebound. It was picked up, one of your best three-point shooters out there on the wing. Favors, clean release, clean look. Just happened to be a little too short.
What a dramatic finish to this basketball game, and what a great way to end night one overall. Two teams who literally left everything out on that floor tonight.
Yeah, they truly did. These two teams, they put it all out there. They showed why they belonged in this tournament, and they showed why they both have bright futures moving forward.
85-82 your final. Georgetown players celebrate at midcourt as their season will continue and their stay in Vegas will roll on to Wednesday night. They'll play the Nebraska Cornhuskers. We'll take a break, and when we come back with the Blaze Sports post-game report, we'll break down not just this game, but all the action on day one. We'll preview tomorrow's action as well. Again, Georgetown victorious over Washington State, 85-82. The Blaze Sports post-game report up next. You're listening to the 2025 College Basketball Crown on Blaze Radio.
Hi, I'm Casey McNulty.
And I'm Brooklyn Cohen.
And welcome to The Hot Seat, where each week we answer your burning sports questions. Want to hear us settle sports debates and talk about our biggest takes in the sports world? Well, we've got you covered.
As two former athletes and current sports journalists, we offer the perspective of what it's like to be on the field or court
or pool.
So tune in every week at 10 a.m. on blazeradioonline.com.
See you in the hot seat.
Do you ever wonder what the backstory is behind some of your favorite songs? Where do artists get their inspiration from? Hi, my name is Nicole Lahendro.
And I'm Brooklyn Cohen, and welcome to Inspired. On Inspired, we will be sharing some of the fun facts behind the famous songs you know and love.
Tune into Inspired on Blaze Radio every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Arizona time as we break down the inspiration behind the iconic tracks.
Get inspired!
Grab your mates and join us for the finest sports show on Blaze Radio, The Irish Hello.
With the wisdom of the Irish duo, you'll have the knowledge of old pals at the pub, sharing each and every moment.
Join Aiden O'Neill and Shay Maloney every Wednesday night from 8:30 to 9:30 for breakdowns of sports news across the world as a pot of gold awaits.
Tyler Bednar, wake up. What time is it? It's bedtime. Okay, then why are you waking me up? No, it's time for It's Bedtime. It's a specialty show on Blaze Radio. That sounds cool. When does it air and what do you talk about? The show takes place every Wednesday from 11 to 11:30 p.m. I recap the past week of sports with special guests. That sounds awesome, Tyler. I'm going to start tuning in on blazeradioonline.com.
Hey, do you like banger tunes? And do you like banger tunes from a wide eclectic range of genres? Well, if you said yes to either of those questions, tune in to The J Fu Show every Sunday morning from 10 to 11 right here on Blaze Radio, streaming exclusively blazeradioonline.com. I'm Jack Footer, aka J Fu, and each week on The J Fu Show, we'll play you great tunes to get your Sunday fun day rolling and for you to crush the upcoming week. It's The J Fu Show right here on Blaze Radio.
Yes, sir. Nah, I'm hearing what you're saying, but like, what's your take though? Yeah, he's cool, but Heisman? That team don't got nobody on there who could shoot any type of threes. I'm supposed to believe they're a playoff team? You're not answering the question. The question is, who is the better football team right now? Hey, I like that take right there. There's no midfielder as naturally talented as him in the last 20 years. Tune in to Let's Talk Takes every week, hosted by me, Devin Henderson, where I bring in different guests each week and we debate the most pressing topics in a variety of sports. I'm talking NFL, NBA, college basketball, college football. We even gonna talk about some soccer. Tune in every week, Wednesday, 4 to 5 p.m. right here on blazeradioonline.com.
All right. Here we go, guys and gals. And boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, drivers.
Race to blazeradioonline.com every Tuesday at 9:30 Arizona time for an hour of motorsports madness.
Join myself, Andrew Hazlett, and my co-host Ethan Ignatowski for the Loose Wheel Show. We'll tell you everything you need to know for the upcoming race week.
From news to predictions, we have you covered, so make sure to tune in.
What an incredible way to cap off the first day of the inaugural college basketball crown. Georgetown winning 85-82 over Washington State. Welcome to the Blaze Sports post-game report here from MGM Grand Garden Arena. Captain Malater, Parker Perrell with you here, breaking down the most exciting game of the day where it came down to the final shot. We thought we had a couple opportunities earlier in the day where it might come down to the final shot. This game actually did, and credit the Hoyas for finding a way to come out victorious.
It's unfortunate for Washington State because this is a team that probably could have won the game, and on paper you look at their efficiency, you look what they did overall, and if you didn't have the scoreboard on there, you could say, oh, maybe they won this game if you just looked at the box scores and instead of the points category. And it's really a testament to this team that they played their style of basketball. They waited for the interior shots. They worked the perimeter well. It just so happened somebody on Georgetown was hot at the right time, and Georgetown fed off that energy, and that's what paved the way for this Hoyas team to move past the Cougars, even when things weren't going the Hoyas' way for a majority of this game.
Yeah, Malik Mack is the player you're referring to. 37 points on 13 of 24 from the floor, 8 of 12 from three-point range. Like I said, he had 8 three-point field goals made. Washington State as a team had 5. That's unbelievable.
And he was on fire. He had those 3 straight threes that erased a 10-point deficit. The largest lead Washington State ever had in this game erased in less than a minute. I believe it was 51 seconds is what those threes were clocked in. It was 51 seconds of Malik Mack just going from court to court with his shoe untied. Remember that? His shoe was untied. He poked the ball free, took it to the other end, got a tray, went on the other end, tried to fix his shoe, got the stop, other end 3, and then you already know they're going to give him the ball a third straight time for the heat check, and it paid through.
What a remarkable performance, obviously, the 37 points. Led all scores. Jordan Burks, by the way, also spectacular. A double-double for him. 16 points, 13 boards for the sophomore from your neck of the woods, Decatur, Alabama.
Yeah, Burks putting it in a Bama ball. It's coming through, but to get to Burks as a player, it was a slow start, I would say, for him, but he really found his zone. And this is what this tournament is for. I mean, obviously you could talk about the NIL, you could talk about how weird that this tournament is, that it's 2 weeks after the regular season or the conference tournament ends. You can talk about how weird this tournament is with the placements, but this truly is an opportunity to see what your younger guys are capable of. I mean, this is Burks, who's averaging 5.2 points per game, just a sophomore, relatively young, and then you go out there and you give him 40 minutes of basketball, and he puts up 16 points, 13 rebounds, a double-double, as you said. Only had 3 personal fouls as well, which is great for him because he's a very physical player. I mean, this is quite the trial for Jordan Burks, and he will have, if he continues to go on this trail that he had today, I mean, he will only look to improve in the coming years, whether he's a Hoya or whatever happens if professional career later on down the line.
10 second-half points was a big factor down the stretch. He had some huge buckets. McKenna did as well. Caleb Williams stepped up, provided them 13 and 8 as well. This is a Georgetown team that, like we said a couple of times, they were down by 10 with 4 minutes left in the first half. Found a way. They took a lead at one point just before the half, ended up being down by 3 at half, and then back in fourth. Fell down a couple of times big in that second half, but still found a way to win the basketball game. We mentioned the comment right before the final free throw attempt where Ed Cooley, really honest after he was swept by DePaul, which obviously we'll see the Blue Demons in the first game tomorrow in a rebuilding mode with Chris Holtman, who has done a great job in year one. But from a national perspective, when you're swept in a 3-game season series by DePaul, doesn't look great, especially when the last game being on a conference tournament. And the exact quote, and I want to bring this up again because I thought this was very interesting because it's a stark contrast from 2 weeks ago with how they played tonight, which today he was very, very disappointed in our emotional and just physical presence and toughness. The toughness is not just physical. There has to be an emotional attachment to winning.
And I think that they showed that they had the emotion. The energy was there. And I think Ed Cooley has his answer. It's going to be interesting to see if he has as good of a shot from this upcoming presser, from a quote like that saying how his team had the energy. For our visual learners out there for this game, I mean, this is the trope of having your little brother at arm's reach. The Cougars holding back their little brother the entire game, and then you're thinking, oh, big brother's going to win. But then the Cougars all of a sudden hit a growth spurt, and all of a sudden they're 6'4", and and then they're holding the other one at bay. And that's truly what happened in this game. It was the Cougars were comfortable the entire time. Sometimes it got a little close where they liked to tease the little brother, but then they pushed him back out. But then at the end of the game, it didn't matter. The Hoyas, all of a sudden they hit that growth spurt, and they were lights out from there.
And credit to Washington State, a really phenomenal basketball game. Just couldn't get it done in the end, and that just happens. That's the game. That's postseason basketball. One team has to win, another team has to lose. They finished 19-15 so far in year one. David Riley. That's a program that is going to be back in the NCAA tournament sooner than we think.
Yeah, I definitely agree there from what I've seen from them year one. And I do also think that this was a really tough draw for Washington State.
Yeah.
I think if you put them in any other draw, they could potentially be a second round. That they could win that first round game, rather. I don't know how far they would go. You never know with momentum. But I think you put them in any other draw, they potentially win first round. But this was a tough matchup for them and a really tough game for them because of how hot Mac was.
They'll play, the Georgetown Hoyas will play the Nebraska Cornhuskers Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, 9:30 for our friends back on the East Coast, who we thank you for staying up late for us to talk some college basketball with. That's going to be a really interesting game given the way Nebraska played. Fred Hoiberg said in his post-game press conference tonight, he said, in this time of year, you have to win the ugly ones, and we hope this is the only ugly one we play.
And I wouldn't say this is ugly. They definitely went to Sephora to get some makeup to kind of pretty this one up a little bit. But it was not the prettiest win it could be, but they had to get dirty. They had to get their hands messy, and they came out with a win.
86-78 over the Arizona State Sun Devils, whose season ends tonight. That's in the bottom half of the bracket. The first game, though, on that Wednesday, that first day of the quarterfinals, will feature Butler, who came from behind to beat another Big 12 team. So the Big East so far, 2-0 through day one. How about that? We'll get to that storyline in a second. Big come-from-behind victory, for Utah. They win at 86-84. And then Boise State just beat the brakes off George Washington, 89-59. It was a game in which it was close for about the first 10 minutes, and the Broncos realized who they were, and they pulled away.
Yeah, the Broncos, there was a lot of – the one question mark for them, because a lot of people knew they were probably the best team in this tournament on paper, was would they show up to play? Would they see this tournament as beneath them? Because a lot of people assumed this Broncos team could be a tournament team if things went right for them. And unfortunately for them, things did not go right. And you're right, they were slow, but then they had their answer. They are taking this tournament seriously. And George Washington, tough draw for them for the Revolutionaries. And it didn't go their way from, I would say, the 13-minute mark of the first half onward. It was pretty much all Broncos from there.
Yeah, that's the 30-piece right there. Like we said, Big East is 2-0 so far. They have two more teams in action tomorrow. We'll preview tomorrow's games real quickly here before we say goodnight to you all. Their first of the two playing tomorrow, the Blue Demons of DePaul. We mentioned how they swept the Georgetown team that we just saw in the regular season and defeated them 71-67 in the Big East tournament. They're a rebuilding side, but they've played their best basketball as of late. A lot of the national media members are saying, don't let the Blue Demons get hot right now. They're hot coming in against the Cincinnati team that's kind of limped their way through the final couple weeks of Big 12 play.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it. I think this is an interesting matchup because on paper, Cincinnati should be better. On paper, the Cincinnati team should beat DePaul, but from what we've seen from DePaul these past couple weeks, it has me scratching my head.
Yeah, I know, me too.
But you look at the talent that the Cincinnati Bearcats have, and you're also like, sometimes talent just outplays. No matter how good a team looks in the past couple weeks, sometimes talent just answers. And so it's going to be interesting to see who shows up.
That's by the way, that's an old Big East matchup as well. DePaul and Cincinnati used to be in the giant 16-team Mega League. Our second game tomorrow, Parker and I will be on the call for that DePaul-Cincinnati game. We'll also have Oregon State and UCF. That's a really interesting game that I don't think a lot of people around the country are really talking about. A lot of people in this tournament are really talking about. You have some studs on both sides tomorrow.
You do. It's going to be interesting to see who shows up for UCF. I know they have a lot of transfer portal guys going out. And for Oregon State, this is a team that had if you thought Washington State had to have a rebuild, this was a Oregon State team that was bare bones coming into this year. And so they have their work made out for them to try and get a first-round win against a UCF team that is going to have to retool and rework for a postseason run.
Villanova's got a new coach. He's not coaching tomorrow night, though, as they play Colorado. Another weird season for the Buffaloes in which they lost a lot of talent from a very good NCAA tournament team last year. But early on, they were really good out of the gates. They beat UConn and Maui, but then they just couldn't buy a win in Big 12 play.
Yeah, it was really tough for them. Everybody thought they were going to start to go on a run, and they had playmakers. They did. I think it shows how that there was a lot of cannibalism in the Big 12, and I think Colorado was a victim of that.
For Villanova, obviously, really interesting to see. Obviously, now they announced Kevin Willard, the new head coach, coming in after this postseason run is done. I'm really intrigued to see how they perform for the interim coach one final time.
I think Villanova, they love their coach. They do. I think they can rally behind them, but I also think it could potentially be, we're looking elsewhere as well. So we'll see which way the coin falls.
And finally, if you were a fan of football and college football, you remember this being one of the best New Year's Six games since they rebranded to the New Year's Six. Tulane takes on USC, but it's on the hardwood to close off day 2 here. That's an 8 p.m. local time tip tomorrow night.
Yeah, I already know some USC people saying revenge game. and Musselman is a great coach, postseason guy. It had some great runs with Arkansas. First breath of postseason for the Trojans when he's been their coach. But don't underestimate this Tulane team. The only addition from the American. I'm shocked there weren't any more American additions. And Tulane getting the nod, I think they have potential to potentially upset or at least do better than a lot of people think.
So that's how tomorrow shapes up. We're on the air at 11:55 a.m. Pacific time, 3 hours ahead for our friends back in the East Coast with that DePaul Cincinnati game. Parker, overall, day one officially done. What were your takeaways here from this first ever day of college basketball crown action?
I mean, we saw some sloppy basketball, but we also saw some really entertaining basketball. These are teams who clearly want to win, and they're clearly going to put it all out there. These teams want to win for whether their head coaches are still there or whether they're leaving, whether some of the players are leaving, whether they're still staying. And this is why you play the game. We said it earlier. These teams, they want to be here. They want to play. And we've seen it time in and time again. ASU with emotions flaring at the end of that game. These are teams that want to be here and they want to play.
Really fun day of college basketball. Great game to close out night one with Georgetown coming away 85-82 on top of Washington State. That's going to wrap it up for us tonight, and thank you for joining us all day long. We'll have nonstop continuing coverage on the Blaze Sports YouTube channel all day long from 11:55 a.m. local time all the way through, well, we're nearing 11 o'clock local time here. We expect the same tomorrow night with 4 great games on the schedule. Georgetown victorious. They'll play Nebraska, Boise State, Butler. The first two quarterfinals of 4 are slated for Wednesday. The other 4 teams will be booked their tickets for Thursday tomorrow, and that's going to do it for us. Thanks again for being with us all day long, and thanks for staying up late with us as well. For our entire Blaze Radio team here on site in Las Vegas, for my partner Parker Perrell, I'm Kevin Malater saying so long from MGM Grand Garden Arena. You've been listening to the 2025 College Basketball Crown on Blaze Radio.